Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. We got a Europa League to talk about. We got a bunch of things to talk about. So let's get through it. Let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about, the man has been doing a lot of things. The new head of fitness has gotten Aubameyang, Kieran Tierney, and Lacazette fit out of nowhere. We thought they were going to be injured, but this man, Dan Brazilian FC, he's been able to do it again. Absolute miracles this man has pulled off, getting these guys ready and fit after possibly Kieran Tierney could have been out for the rest of the season. We're going to be talking about Kieran Tierney. Will he start? Will he not start? We'll talk about defensive pairing. Who's going to start next to Gabriel? Or will Gabriel be out himself? Lacazette or Aubameyang up top, or Eddie Nketiah, depending on who floats your boat. Definitely not Eddie Nketiah, in my opinion. We're also going to talk about Mikel Arteta's press conference, Unai Emery's press conference. We're going to talk about Danny Ceballos saying the Premier League might not suit him and he might prefer La Liga. I don't know about that. And then you got the CEO of Spotify obviously trying to buy the club. And last but not least, if you guys haven't heard, Liverpool are ready to compete with Arsenal to get Bissouma. And when I say Liverpool are ready to compete with Arsenal, Liverpool are ready to just pay for the money for Bissouma and tell Arsenal to go fly monkeys. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, you guys already know what it is. EGTV. Let's get started. And you know what? Smash a like on the goddamn video if you guys are new. And let's get this show on the road. Bang. Yes, people. So what's going on? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back here with Gunnar Express, Vlar, Tommy. Josh is on the way. We got Harry on the way. We got Bear people coming. But what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We're going to be talking about Bissouma. We're going to be talking about a bunch of players. But first things first, we got to start with who's going to start. And you know what? We've gotten some big boosts from the injury report. All the players coming back. Are you guys surprised how many players, how Aubameyang, Kieran Tierney, anything
Nope,
are all
I'm not surprised. Nope.
No.
You're not surprised?
Not really, no.
Why is that? Gunnar Express,
no.
You're not surprised? I'm surprised Kieran Tierney is fit.
I want to know what they've been eating, mate.
Bro, I did not expect him to be fit at all. I expected him still to be out. Based on the whole situation. Hello?
I would play Tierney, but I don't know. Maybe
okay,
he's.
You guys got no energy today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, let's go. Come on.
I'm surprised about Tierney, but not about Auba and Lacazette.
At all.
But no, not at all. And Tierney, he's known for working hard in training, So actually, it's not that surprising. I was thinking if he reached the final, that he will make it to the final, but not at the semi-final. But if I was the manager, I would actually rest him for this first match. I don't think.
Whoa! What?
Okay. I get.
Hear him out.
Talk about the lineup in a bit, but. If Kieran Tierney is fit and he's 100%, you're going to rest him.
No, if he's 100%, I'll start him, But I don't think he's 100%, So I think it's not worth taking that risk playing him tomorrow. Okay.
So people in the chat, let me know. Are you guys starting Kieran Tierney? Is Kieran Tierney in your starting 11? For me, guys.
No, he's not.
I feel like with Kieran Tierney back, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back, and Lacazette all back, for me, Kieran Tierney has to be my starting 11. What are you guys saying?
He's got to start, and he can't have Xhaka back at left back. You can't have that. You need all your.
He has done well, to be fair.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Gunnar Express, you there?
Yeah.
You haven't said a word yet. What do you chime in on this?
I'm just listening, man. In the Tierney thing, no, I wouldn't play him because he's seen it with Partey. He was meant to be fit. He wasn't fit. He got injured again. And he went out for longer. So I don't believe the rumours that he's fully fit yet. Yes, I do believe that. I think it's Bruno Mazziotti is his name, the Brazilian guy. He looks more like a UFC fighter for a starter than a doctor, but yeah, he's a beast. I said it a while ago. He's the best signing that we made last summer. He was better than Partey because that guy is much better than what we used to have. And funnily enough, just a little fun story. The doctor we had before Bruno was actually the guy that's now gone to Liverpool. And we know how bad their injuries have been. So, yeah, that was a bit of madness. But no, I wouldn't risk Tierney. Not against Villarreal, not the first leg. I'd save him for the second leg because I think that leg's going to be the most important.
Who would you play?
On terms of Xhaka, he's been shit at left back. Let's get that right. Against Everton, so I play Cedric. Cedric's been dropped at left back for no reason. He had one bad game against the Liverpool team that are always going to do him dirty. So I'd play Cedric again because he's good at left back when you let him play there. But Arteta's got this classic thing where
trash, bro.
He just drops people.
What do you mean trash? What do you mean trash?
He's trash, bro. He's dead. He's so awful.
Okay. Josh, lay it back a little bit. Let's not do that right now. We're talking about Kieran Tierney. Let's move past that. Now, me and Harry have already spoken about Kieran Tierney on the Football Terrace. If you guys haven't watched it, just to remind people, Harry, what was your say? If Kieran Tierney is 100% fit, we obviously start him. But if he's 60% fit, do you still start him?
No.
Yeah, personally, I do. I think if he's 60% fit, I would play him for 50, 60 minutes and then take him off. I think obviously it depends on what sort of injury he had. It felt like it was more of an impact injury. So I suppose there's probably a bruising or swelling around his knee that we have to be careful of or be fearful of. But I would start him even if he's not fully fit. I'd start him because I think it's a huge game.
Yeah. No, all I'd say is I wouldn't risk him because all I'd say is with the injuries you've had with Arteta, I think it's one of Arteta's not so good points is bringing back people from injury. So if I was him, I wouldn't bring him back. And that's not an attack on Arteta, but you have your...
No, I agree. I think you're totally right. Totally right with that. Yeah. But all I'd say is that we don't need to plan for the future. It's our biggest game and it's all we've got left. So I think it's a risk worth taking.
Yeah, I think...
If not, I'll play Jacob.
Harry, because this is like the biggest game of your season. And plus, all your season rolls on this game, especially for Arteta. So I believe he should start him. But
and whilst Granit Xhaka has done a decent job at left back, Everton showed that all you've got to do is get at him, and it's easy. And now, if anyone's going to have watched every single minute of Arsenal games, it's going to be Emery. And then make no mistake, if Xhaka plays left back, their right winger, whoever it is, will just be taking on Xhaka at every opportunity. And unless we dominate the ball to the point where we're never going to get exposed, Xhaka will have a tough game. So for that reason, I'd start Tierney.
Okay, so first things first, we're gonna start from the goal, right? And hopefully we don't concede many goals, but it's gonna be Leno.
Why, man?
What are we saying?
No.
Bro, Matt Ryan for me.
This is very okay, guys. In order: Harry, Leno, or Matt Ryan.
Listen, I understand why everyone would say Matt Ryan. I agree in terms of dropping Leno for his mistakes, but I just think it's too big of a game for Matt Ryan to come in. So I would say Leno.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask Josh your rebuttal.
Matt Ryan for me.
Why?
Because, well, for me personally, he makes less mistakes than Leno. And Leno, bruv, listen, the guy is just so unpredictable, man. I mean, he could be the best keeper in the world, but then obviously he can make mistakes like he did against Everton. And also, we need to give Matt Ryan a chance. We have to give this guy a chance at some point.
Do you want to give him a chance in your biggest ever game this season? Okay, let's ask the people in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
So
Leno? Yeah, I would actually. Yes, I would.
Okay. What about yourself, Vlar? You giving it to Leno?
Leno all day long. I think this is a massive game for me tomorrow because, in my opinion, he's one of the best keepers in the league. But yeah, he had some shaky moments and all that. But so has the whole team.
Yeah, the problem is though when you have shaky moments as a goalkeeper, though we all know the repercussions. So I get on his day that he's a good goalkeeper, but he's not consistent.
Don't forget what he did last year. He saved us last season.
Am I the only one would I be the only one that would actually stop Ryan?
No, I would as well.
Only because Only because how he's been playing recently with defenders, they'll be more shaky, and also when they're playing, they'll be more shaky, more worried about how the goalkeeper's going to adapt. With Ryan, the last 2 games, he's had no trouble, and both of the goals wasn't his fault. So as a defender, I'd have more confidence in Matt Ryan because he hasn't showed any wobbles. So I'd rather have him in goal. But obviously,
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
Okay, so default is going to be Dizzy. He's going to be the tiebreaker. You also got another tiebreaker here in Iman, and you got Jay Ling's also coming with the tiebreaker.
Jay Ling.
Dylan comes in with the tiebreaker. A lot of people are saying Leno, so all the people in the chat are the tiebreaker, and Leno gets in. So we had a 3-3 tie. It's not going to be the first time probably, but okay, right back. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Bellerin, I'm joking.
No. Let me finish. You got Bellerin, you got Cedric, and you got Chambers. Let me make my case. For me, it's Chambers. No question about it. I'm starting with Chambers. I think Chambers has been the most solid out of all of them. His crossing ability and attacking ability and defensive, he's more balanced than all of them when it comes to both sides of the game. And you know what? He's a physical beast. So overall, I'm gonna give it to him. Harry.
Yeah, I agree with you, and fair play to Callum Chambers for, taking his chance and showing that it's not all about pace. He's got so much ability on the ball. I've said a few times on here that he's criminally underrated on the ball. He's a really good footballer, and he's showing that at right back. I'm not getting too excited, but just fair play to him for proving everyone wrong in that respect. And at the minute, he's first choice right back because you can't trust Bellerin and you can't trust Cedric.
Okay, Vlar.
I agree, totally agree. I think fair play to him. I'm happy for him because he has had a lot of injuries. He has got a lot of criticism, So I think he deserves it, definitely.
Okay. You're gonna say something, Tommy, or you want to just go on?
No, go on. Let others. Let others.
All right, Josh.
Easy for me. Callum Chambers gets in, no doubt about it. But Bellerin is awful. Cedric is all right, but for me, Chambers, man. Chambers has been solid, man. So why not?
Okay, but weren't you screaming Bellerin when I first said right back?
I heard it.
Yeah,
I heard it. I heard it.
Whoa. No Bellerin coming into this team.
Why not?
Do you think because it's Spanish? Do you think because it's Spanish opposition that Arteta might be tempted to try something?
I feel like he's going to start.
If he does, then he might as well.
Come on, trust him, man.
Any shout for Cedric or Bellerin?
If he chooses Bellerin,
me.
Sack yourself.
Bellerin.
I'm only taking Bellerin to Spain just so you can leave him there.
Okay, guys, let's not make those jokes. Okay, so everyone's just going Chambers. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'll go for Cedric, but I'll take Chambers.
Okay, so default we're gonna go Chambers because a majority went for Chambers. Now left back, is there even any choice besides Granit Xhaka or Tierney?
Cedric.
Kieran Tierney. Actually, no, it's Cedric. It's Cedric, man. Cedric.
Okay, so you guys are starting Cedric or Tierney?
Yeah, man. Cedric, man.
You got to go
Tierney.
Yeah, Cedric.
You got to take
if Tierney's healthy, surely he has to start.
Nah, I want him safe.
He should be fit enough to start.
He's not going to be fit. Let's be honest. Arteta is a liar. We know this. So either he's lying that he's fit, or he's lying that he's going to be out till the end of the season. Which one is it? Take your pick. At the end of the day, I'd rather not risk it. To be honest, he said the exact.
That's what's breaking news. Arteta's a liar.
The exact same thing with Partey. The exact same thing. Oh, he's fit. He's fully fit for this game. Don't worry about it. We also play Partey. He plays, gets injured. He's out for another 4 weeks. Do we need to do that with Tierney? No. I'd rest him this game, whether they say he's fit or not, and then bring him in the next Villarreal game. Because as Harry said on the football terrace, if we lose 1-2-0, don't have a meltdown because this game is two-legged. So let Tierney come into the second leg and either win us the game if we're losing or help us finish it off if we're winning the game.
Is that how I said it? Did I say it in that tone? I felt like you repeated my voice quite.
I think my tone's a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah. So I want to know, majority of you guys, do you feel like Kieran Tierney will be playing, or do you feel like we will be going with an alternative? Just let me know. Harry?
Listen, I know what I said about Kieran Tierney, but I think he'll go the sensible and safe bet, which is Granit Xhaka left back.
Okay.
Vlar?
I think I agree. I think we go with Xhaka.
Okay.
I think, and also think we should save him for the final.
CK?
Save Xhaka for the final.
I think Tierney will play.
Okay. So that's 2 Xhaka's, 2 Tierney. Gunner Express?
Yeah, Cedric.
Okay. Josh? Josh is not here. What am I talking about? Tommy?
I wouldn't start Xhaka. I'll put Cedric in, honestly. I wouldn't play Xhaka. I just think, especially with the pace on this side, I think you get absolutely ripped. You get absolutely ripped to shreds.
I just don't think Arteta trusts Cedric since that Prague away game. Cedric's hardly featured. I just don't think he's going to play him left back.
But I don't think
have.
This is the thing. I don't like. He trusts some people a lot, and then other people we just don't trust them at all. This is why I think you get inconsistency. It's either 100% trust or someone is like, no, I can't trust you.
Well, I think it's the type of mistake you make. I think if you make an honest mistake, like a mistimed tackle, I think he'll let it slide. But if you make a mistake which just shows like a lack of, I don't know.
I'm not saying he's been rubbish.
Intelligence.
Like, if I had a wing back,
Harry, that's fair. That's fair. So why has Xhaka not been dropped then? By that logic.
Well, because we haven't got anyone else to play in centre midfield.
So
guys,
that's why.
We're never going to get this done.
Wait, you go. That would be my argument then. So, bin Ceballos for this game, play Xhaka in the midfield, play Cedric left back.
I knew it.
But my point with Xhaka is, watch that Everton game. Xhaka against Chukwueze, who is the right midfielder for Villarreal, will get absolutely dominated for 90 minutes.
He put him on toes.
That guy.
No, he wouldn't.
He would.
The guy's rapid.
Xhaka, the one thing he struggled with Richarlison was the pace. Chukwueze is
totally
faster than Richarlison.
That was his best game of the season, Richarlison.
The best thing about Chukwueze is he can shoot. He scored against Barcelona the other day. He's on form. He's scoring goals, and he will do Xhaka a new one. So playing Xhaka would not work in this game.
Yeah, no, you're right. Which is why I'm pushing for a KT start. But I do think if KT isn't fit and available, I think for consistency he'll go with Xhaka. But you're totally right. There's a huge risk. However, to overcompensate that risk, we just have to keep the ball and dominate the game. But I totally agree with you. Playing Xhaka left back is far from ideal. I've just got a feeling that he doesn't trust Cedric. But in the same token, yeah, you're right. If we're gonna be up against it and up against a really fast and tricky right winger, then you're probably the most natural replacement would be Cedric at left back. But,
guys, if Kieran Tierney's fit, he's playing. Let's stop talking about everybody else.
Yeah. True.
Okay. So for now, I'm gonna act as if Kieran Tierney's 100% fit, and I'm gonna play him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now going into defense, there's Samuel's just joined us, and you got CK who's joined us and Corey. I'm gonna ask you three. Who's your defender? Who's gonna play for you? Is it gonna be Pablo Mari, Gabriel? Is David Luiz fit? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay, David Luiz and Holding. We have 4 centre backs. Who are we playing?
If David Luiz is fit, then I'll play David Luiz and Gabriel alongside each other because that's the best centre back pairing we have at the club.
Okay. Does anyone disagree with that pairing?
I will go Lewis. What carefully play William if you want to win.
Wait, what was the partnership?
Gabriel and David Luiz.
No, it should be Holding and Mari. I wouldn't start Gabriel because he'd be probably.
Well, why? I mean, Gabriel probably Mari. I don't have Gabriel in there.
I think that if David Luiz is also like coming back to fitness, and then we're going to talk about starting Lacazette or Aubameyang up front, I'll be surprised if he goes with Luiz, Tierney, and one of Laca or Auba, because you're basically playing 3 players who are potentially carrying an injury. I think he'll go Holding, and now I think he might bring Gabriel back. I've got a feeling he'll go with Holding and Gabriel.
Okay,
based on last weekend.
Just before we go any further, big up to Carefree in the chat. Big up to everybody in the chat. Guys, smash a like on the video. We got Pablo Mari, David Luiz. We got Mari, David Luiz. We got another person who's Harry just said Holding and Gabriel. Am I right?
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you got we've gotten a shout for Gabriel and David Luiz by Samuel. I'm gonna ask you, CK, who are you picking?
Gabriel and Luiz.
Gabriel and Luiz. Okay. Corey?
Yeah, Gabriel Luiz.
Okay. So far that's 3 people voting for that now. What about yourself, Gunnar Express?
Gabriel and Holding.
Gabriel and Holding. I thought you said Holding. Okay, I'm not gonna ask questions. Tommy.
I can't believe you're picking Gabriel. I really can't. It's not that I don't think he's good. I just think he's so rash, especially in this big of a game and the way he's been playing recently. Especially if he loses the ball on the centre circle and getting sent off. I just don't get it. I like Mari and Holding as just your two centre backs for now.
Well, the thing is, Gabriel hasn't played recently at all, nor has Luis. So to put them both in together, oh bloody hell, a little bit rusty. Is screaming out.
Gabriel played against Everton.
Did Gabriel play against Fulham? He gave away a penalty. Gabriel.
What did Gabriel start against Holding? I thought it was Mari.
Yeah, he gave a penalty away against Fulham. Yeah, he gave a penalty.
Yeah, Mari didn't play. Sorry, Gabriel didn't play against Everton. It was Mari and Holding against Everton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you this, Tommy. Based on majority of the people picking, it seems like Gabriel is the first name on the team sheet. The question is, who's going to start next to him? Is it going to be Holding, David Luiz, or Pablo Mari? And majority of the people have decided between Rob Holding or David Luiz. And it looks like, based on what you guys have said to me, that you guys want Gabriel and David Luiz to start this game.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
We're the experience
Full send.
One second, there's one person who hasn't spoken on this yet. There's actually two people, sorry. Gunnar Express, you said yours, right?
Yeah.
Vlar, are you okay with this starting back four?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one because for me, all of them have played well recently. So me personally, I would love to see Gabriel and Mari together, but for some reason, there's a rule saying that you can't have two left-footed players in defense. So, but like if he starts with those two, I'm fine with it. There's no problem.
Okay, people in the chat, are you okay with this back four? Harry, you gotta go. So, what's your midfield? And just tell me your team right now. The rest of your team.
I need to go in 8 minutes, so I'm all right. I can stay for a little bit.
Oh, okay. So we're definitely going to take longer than 8 minutes to finish the team.
Relax,
Okay, I'm just going to do this, guys. I think the midfield picks itself. There's no point of having a conversation about the midfield. We know who's going to be in the midfield now that Kieran Tierney's in the team. It's going to be Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Boom, done. Agreed?
Yeah. Can I touch on I know like Ceballos isn't gonna play, but isn't it a bit convenient that he says that his play style is suited to La Liga the week we're playing a La Liga team?
Yeah, it's strange. I don't get it.
It's as if he wants to.
I was gonna talk about that after the lineup. That is one of the talking points. We'll talk about that in a bit. But if you want to talk about it right now, we can do that.
Dennis, I've got a feeling Ceballos might start tomorrow. Obviously, we're based on Tierney being fit, but I think Ceballos has started the last 3 or 4 games. I think as it's a Spanish opposition, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ceballos start. Where it's a bit more.
This is where I would argue that if Arteta chooses to pick him, this is where the inexperience comes in. Spanish opposition means nothing to Ceballos because he's never played proper Liga games for Madrid, so it means nothing to him. And I think you could argue the same thing with Odegaard, but you can because he played for Sociedad. Ceballos,
he done well for Sociedad as well.
Ceballos, for him, the Liga is nothing. He doesn't know the difference. He hasn't played in it properly, so he's just.
No, but 1 second, yeah, but no, 1 second. He's grown up playing Spanish football, so he's obviously going to be used to a more technical-based game, which is why we've seen him excel against the games where we've had the ball, and we've seen him be shit when he doesn't have the ball. So I think there's a fair point in saying that tomorrow's game might suit him a little bit more, which is why we might see him play. I actually don't think Dani Ceballos has been particularly bad recently. I think he's actually had a little bit more of an improvement playing on like this left side of central midfield. I'm not sure. We'll see.
It's just left Partey really open, and that's the only issue.
Didn't he play for Real Betis consistently before he signed for Madrid?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Baller. He was one of the best players you've played in Spanish football. And he's playing against
youth player means nothing, bro. Ravel Morrison was one of the best youth players for Man United.
Guys, do you know what I mean?
In La Liga as a young player, he was balling.
In Spain, he played more like a David Silva role, where he was more of like an attack, more like a Foden role, where he's more like a left-sided attacker and less of a midfielder. It was weird, but yeah, let's get back to this Ceballos conversation. I feel like when I heard this quote, that just tells me this guy's head's gone. He's no longer going to be in the Premier League. Like he knows he's done.
You don't play it in your biggest competition.
Yeah, fair
If he has
dues.
no,
I haven't heard this quote.
interest, if he has no interest in staying in the club, which I hope he doesn't because I don't want him. But if he has no interest and he's now said that before playing Villarreal, I wouldn't risk that.
You know what he is? I think
this
he's
is
a
the
passion merchant.
You got to remember with football, there are very sneaky little things in there, and we've seen it with the likes of Gladbach this season, where their manager's left. He's not going to be there next season, and instantly when that happened, they started to play really badly. I think Ceballos. How do you know that he hasn't got a little agreement with Villarreal that we'll sign you, blah blah blah, if you play purposely shit? And you might think, that's just tinfoil hats type stuff. It's happened.
I don't think he should start anyway.
It's happened in the past.
This is obsessed with asking a question, Harry. You clean your room. No, the camera angle is just different.
Yeah, no, yeah, sorry, it is. I mean, I'm in my office, but yeah, look, it's pretty clean, man. Look at that. Look at that. That is so clean.
So fresh and so clean.
Cleaner than mine.
My guy, Republic of Arsenal, doing his thing all the way in Ireland. And then let's move back onto the midfield, guys. Midfield, Harry, do you have a problem with that midfield?
I love that midfield duo. I think it's the best we have. And I'll quickly run you through my front four. I'm going to go with Emile Smith-Rowe, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. That would be my front four.
CK, you?
Same as Harry.
CK is a good man. Very intelligent man.
No. I'll go with Emile, Saka, Pepe, and Lacazette.
Emile, Saka, Pepe, and Lacazette.
That's my one as well.
Yeah, like I said about Leno, I think Pepe. This will be a massive game for Pepe tomorrow. I think he will nail it.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a great point. He does come to the big occasion. I'm thinking that the game might be a little bit more technical, possession-based, which is why I would go Emile Smith-Rowe to complement Aubameyang, because we know he's better with a couple of creative players behind him. I think the game also for Odegaard tomorrow will be a massive game, having played in Spain for quite a long period of time. I think we miss his controlled possession. I think we miss his influence. I know Emile Smith-Rowe is good number 10, but he doesn't get on the ball as much. Yeah, we need that calmness from deep, someone who can penetrate from all angles. And obviously, Bukayo Saka always plays. And I mentioned it on the terrace earlier, I think tomorrow is a big game, big players, and Aubameyang is one of those players.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you guys. This is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to play Odegaard, Smith-Rowe, Saka, and Aubameyang. The reason why I feel like we're going to play those guys behind him, they offer the most creativity behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, looking at this team, we've played this team against Leeds. We played this team, I think, the first leg against Olympiacos, and that team did do quite well attacking wise. We just did not create enough goals. Samuel, you're smiling. Why?
Listen,
Samuel looks like an old man. He is shaved.
I'm tired as hell.
Oh, listen! Don't criticize young Samuel. Samuel's blossoming by every day.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm right now. Feature baller. Should play tomorrow.
Can I just say something regarding the lineup?
Yeah, go.
We were this lineup, yeah. So Aubameyang, Tierney, David Luiz, and Martin Odegaard. 4 players who come straight from the injury into the team. So if that happens, for me, that's a disrespect to the player who played when we beat Slavia Praha away. I think for me, those players who played that game deserve to start tomorrow. For me, that's a huge deal.
Oh, listen, the chance of this team actually starting tomorrow is very slim, like very, very slim. I think we're just all saying what we want to see, but I don't think we'll see any of this. I really don't.
No,
I think we'll see Pepe. I think we'll see a different left back.
I think as of right now, Callum Chambers is the best right back at the club. I think so far when he's come into the Europa League squad, he's come into the team. He's been better than Cedric. He's been far better than Bellerin. So I think moving forward in this competition for the final, hopefully 3 games of this competition, if all goes well,
so
we should pick him going forward.
Okay, Harry, you said something. What's unrealistic about this lineup? Kieran Tierney doesn't seem unrealistic. David Luiz does seem unrealistic. So if I was going to make a change,
he's ahead of Tierney.
It would be Rob Holding for David Luiz, right? So that's a little bit more realistic. Midfield's realistic. Attacking 3. Do you really see Pepe getting in over Smith-Rowe?
I think Smith-Rowe
over Odegaard.
Actually, yeah, good point. No, maybe not then. Maybe I just think to have all four of them playing, all of those four players coming back from injury, I think that's unrealistic. What combination will play, or what one of those four will play, I'm not sure, or miss out. I think David Luiz is probably the biggest risk because he's actually had a minor operation. Is that right? Did he have minor surgery for that knee injury?
Yeah.
He came back first.
He did, but I just feel like I don't know. I feel like that's more of a risk, but maybe that's just me not knowing enough about how it actually works with footballers. I don't know. I just can't see us starting all of those players who are just coming back from fitness. I might be wrong. Hopefully, I am.
Listen,
do you have to head out now?
I'm afraid so, guys. I'm afraid.
All right, give us before you go. Just give us your thoughts on Unai Emery and people wanting Unai Emery to bust their ass.
Well, I've seen a few polls on Twitter, no names mentioned, asking, would you take Arsenal to lose tomorrow if that meant Kroenke and leaving, or which is madness. So let's all hope that we win tomorrow. Got nothing but respect for Emery. I hope he's happy at Villarreal. He doesn't seem like he's doing a great job. So hopefully we knock him out of the competition tomorrow night, and we show him that we were right to sack him and that Arteta is a better manager. We'll have to wait and see. But got nothing but respect for Emery. Just hope he absolutely gets stuffed tomorrow.
Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, I see it.
I've seen that.
I haven't seen
it. What's really offensive about that video are those red elbow patches on his blazer. That is
man really wants us to lose, and he's an Arsenal fan.
Tell you what, I watched that game. Was Villarreal Europa League semi-final 2014. Valencia were going through, and then last 90+5, but Sevilla scored, and they go on to win the Europa League. So we got.
That guy's not an Arsenal fan that tweeted that, is he?
He is.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not though, is he? He's not though.
Oh yeah, no, he's not. He's a poser.
He's not. Yeah, you can't be. It's impossible. I don't think anyone that says that they want Emery to win tomorrow for revenge is an Arsenal fan. Genuinely, I find that impossible to believe.
He's a Mesut Ozil fan.
That's why.
Yeah, they're the worst of the bunch. They're the worst of the bunch.
I hope he's enjoying Fenerbahce wherever they're.
He's playing like trash like usual. But...
Yeah. Anyway, chaps, have a great evening. I'm working tomorrow, so I'll be watching the game at work. But fingers crossed we win. All the best. Take care.
See you later, Harry.
All right, guys, moving on to the next thing. Unai Emery. People in the chat, do me a favor. Is it a good evening for you, or is it not a good evening? And also, someone was saying that you can't make fun of that anymore. Is that a bad thing, saying good evening?
No, good evening is not bad. Good evening.
What's wrong with that?
Good evening. Emery says it himself. Good evening,
but I do understand it is kind of a man's trying to learn English, due to his accent, it could be labelled as
but Samuel, he takes the piss out of it. If you're not his earlier interviews he just didn't know, but you can tell in his later interviews he does it on purpose. Have you seen his interview with Robbie from AFTV? He literally says good evening twice.
Good evening.
He's a piss take, man.
He even says it in the morning. That
post-match conference tomorrow, or the pre-match conference tomorrow, the first thing coming out of his mouth is "Good evening." I can put money on it.
100%.
My man doesn't speak English anymore anyway. So I saw the press
conference. He really does have a really good resume.
Yeah. Because he's a good manager.
You know what I mean? Like I honestly was one of those people who wanted him gone at the end of his time because he lost the dressing room. But I said today, if he would have stayed until today, I feel like we'd be in a better situation.
Yep.
He's English.
We would.
No, I don't think so.
What was that?
It was the right move to get rid of him.
If he stayed, we would have been in a better situation.
Oh, nah, he wasn't good enough. As you said, the other time he was good enough.
Yeah, the thing, Emery's not a bad manager. He just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah, he just wasn't the right job.
We would have been in a better position right now, though, with Emery.
Yeah,
we would not be 10th with Emery right now.
It's easy to say, man. It's easy to say.
Well, you don't know and you won't know.
All right. Let's get this show back on the road. So, what is the next topic that we're going to be discussing? The next topic that we're going to be discussing is the situation with Arteta's press conference today. He said something. Or was he yesterday? When did he say that crazy remark? Did you guys hear what he said?
It was yesterday.
Bigging up the Cronkies because he's a puppet.
He said the Cronkies.
No. Before I go, come on. Like, like, you're getting paid £1 million a year. Obviously, you would suck off anyone. Come on. If I was
Yeah.
getting paid,
He's not
I'll
gonna
be
talk shit about
sucking
him.
off the Cronkies. I'll be sucking off the Cronkies right now, fam.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the
No.
point.
No. If I was getting paid
Samuel, for 1
millions,
million. You took him off for 1 million. Oh, Sam, man.
You're missing the
Sam
point,
was
though.
mad.
I'll do anything. You got to pick
You're
money.
missing the point. No one's expecting him to come out and badmouth the Cronkies. What we're
No.
expecting him to do is not talk about it. At the end of the day,
Listen,
we
I'm
all,
still Cronky out, yeah.
You got asked the question.
everybody praises him for avoiding questions. Did he avoid that question? No, he chose to answer it, and the way he answered it has pissed off the fans. That's his fault. Just avoid the question.
No, you can't, man.
You can't avoid the question.
Yeah, you can.
All the questions you're asking are about Cronky.
Yeah.
So
You
you
can't avoid
can't-
that question.
You
It's
can't
literally
avoid,
the
you can't
older
avoid
thing
that
about it.
question,
You
but you
can't
can avoid
avoid
every
it.
other question that
Literally,
asks.
man,
There's too much chatting going on.
He's a
Nothing's
puppet,
getting
man.
answered.
No, it's rubbish.
Wenger was the exact
It's
same.
rubbish.
Wenger was the exact same.
So you want a manager to come out to be like, who's no? Also, the owner's doing this. He's doing
No,
this. Rubbish.
I want him to
It's
not
not
talk
gonna- it's
about
not gonna be
it. I
that.
want him
It's
just
obviously
to-
not gonna
I want-
happen.
I want him to ignore the question because that's what all the Arteta winners praise him for how good he is at answering to avoiding questions. Did he avoid that question?
I've never heard anyone
No.
say
If he wants to answer the question,
I don't think anyone says that, mate. I don't
No,
think
they do.
anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they
for-
do. Every single time. Oh, he's so good in press conferences. He's really good in press conferences. He does this.
I don't
being
know
good
what
in
you're
press
saying,
conferences and avoiding questions are different things.
No,
Yeah.
so he doesn't avoid questions. He
I
avoids a
think
lot of
I'm-
questions. He avoids a lot of questions, bro.
Well, he said it now, innit? But
Oh,
Sure,
Cam,
yeah,
yo,
exactly.
you're
He said
gone,
it.
Samuel.
He's pissed people off. That's it. All the Arteta winners are going to
I'm in
protect him.
timeout,
He's
bro.
He's
I'm in
pissed people
timeout.
off.
I. Man's on a random. Okay, let's talk about this. If you guys haven't seen this, this is just came to my attention right now. David Onstein has said that it's about how to reinvest, and he tipped Arsenal to raise a good sum of money in the summer transfer window. This story came out about 35 minutes ago. You know, David Onstein, he likes to talk a lot about Arsenal. Majority of stuff he gets filtered down from the club, and it is a lot of PR. When David Onstein says the club is going to look to make a lot of sales, we already knew this. Who's that noise coming from? What the hell? Anyways, forget it. Getting back to this. First, Vlar, are you surprised that there's going to be 6 players being sold this summer, possibly? Nope. And who would be your 6 players that you would sell this summer if you could only sell 6 players?
Ooh. It's a hard one. Do you see Kolasinac as sold, or is he still at the club?
Kolasinac is technically not sold.
Okay, so then it needs
Is his
to be
contract
him.
over this summer or next summer?
Next
His
summer.
contract up is next summer.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was gone this summer.
But for me, Kolasinac, Mustafi, I hate to say it, but Willock needs to be sold. I hate to say. Is he gone? Okay, so that's 2 players. As good as Xhaka has been recently, we have to sell him. Bellerin, I'll give him for free. You know, I'll give him for free. You know, so 4 players. I don't know who else it is that we can sell.
Yeah. Yo, Saliba Seasons, what's good, man? I think it's your debut on the channel, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good to be here. Nice to see everybody.
So were you an Arsenal fan before Saliba?
I was. I've been a fan for about like 5 years. I'm like 25, so.
And what made you an Arsenal fan?
So I grew up like in a perfect time to be an Arsenal fan, right? So you know, the Invincible season, and really up until I'd say 01, 02 is when I actually started watching properly, and like I've played at a decent level here in Canada, so that's what got me into it. And then I started coaching and doing this Twitter thing. So
there you go. And let's be honest, how hard was it watching Premier League and like FA Cups, League Cups back in Toronto when we were younger?
Insane, really, because I mean, you know, it's about catching games at really horrible times. You know, waking up at 5 a.m. You know, even earlier sometimes if it's the Champions League, and yeah, it's really tough. You got to find streams. It's all illegal stuff unless you can pay for your broadcast, and so it's difficult.
Fair play, Joe.
There you go. I once watched the League Cup game in class on like Russian stream because I couldn't watch it. There was no streams in English. And
Yeah.
you know which game it was? It was the game that Eddie Nketiah came on and scored the 2 goals against.
Norwich.
Is that
Yeah.
Norwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a Russian guy screaming in my ear for like two back-to-back goals, and the rest of the game I didn't understand a lick at what he was saying. But
Yeah, no, it's regularly just kind of finding these illegal streams and like closing the audio and just trying to see if you can catch the game, back of class or whatever. And yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
I remember watching the Man City Arsenal FA Cup semifinal when Alexis Sanchez and Nacho Monreal scored in my class just before my exam. And when the exam started, the second half started. And until I got home, I didn't know the result. So by the time I got home, I found out the result, and I was so happy because I did not want to see the result because I wanted to watch the game. Yeah, I did good on the exam.
Yeah, I remember one time I was in Tanzania on like a class trip, and I was streaming. It was back in 2013, trying to see us the Tottenham game, and I was streaming from Tanzania, trying to figure it out. So it's crazy. I think what's worth actually saying is kind of what international fans actually go through to try to watch and follow Arsenal, if it is a passion of yours. And I think it's a worthy debate, because there's a lot of differences in terms of a match-going fan and maybe what the emotion you might feel, and even your perspective, maybe how you view Kroenke, the whole situation with ownership. It might be a little bit different depending on your background and what kind of sports you're accustomed to.
I'll tell you this: the best illegal streams are the ones like the Arabic and the Mexican ones.
The Arabic ones are
mad. They go mad. Allah Habib, goal! Allah! Those are the best.
My favorite foreign stream clip is the with Adama Traore when the guys just making the cars going.
Do you guys watch Arsblog? They usually do goal celebrations in other languages to intro the show. So they had one where it was Henrik Mkhitaryan's actual Armenian team. They made a song for him. Henrik Mkhitaryan, he's Armenian. It was the weirdest thing ever. Anyways, getting back to the preview.
Yeah.
Everyone, I need 6 players. Don't get into detail. I just want quick 6 players. If you bottle it, you bottle it. I keep it moving. So you have to give me 6 players in less than 60 seconds. Okay?
We'll
That's
say
a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. So everyone's going to get 60 seconds on the clock. Sell 6 players. Samuel, go.
Hector Bellerin, Hector Bellerin, Hector Bellerin, Hector Bellerin, Hector Bellerin, Hector Bellerin.
No, 60 seconds too long. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds, but give me actual 6 players, man. What are you doing?
I'm serious. Okay, I'm going to be serious now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Hector Bellerin, Alexander Lacazette, and Rob Holding. Okay, after Rob Holding, I'll go Eddie Nketiah. After Eddie Nketiah, I go Reece Nelson. After Reece Nelson, also Mohamed Elneny.
Okay, 17 seconds. Gunnar Express.
Bellerin, Xhaka, Aubameyang. We'll go Holding as well. Nketiah and Elneny.
Okay, 10 seconds. Here's what are you saying?
Bellerin.
One second. Let me restart it. Okay. Go.
Bellerin, Lacazette, and Nketiah. Kolasinac, Holding. Maybe Elneny if you're forced to say.
Someone's pouring their drink. Saliba Seasons, what are you saying?
Kolasinac, Bellerin, Lacazette, Holding, Nketiah, and Torreira.
No, that's 5, no?
That's 6, no? I got another one?
Say it again.
Doozy then. Guendouzi.
Okay. Corey.
Elneny, Xhaka, Bellerin, Eddie, Holding, Kolasinac.
Kolasinac is yeah.
Okay. Vlar, you already said yours, but you want to repeat it one more time?
Okay, so Nketiah, Xhaka, Bellerin, Elneny. It's hard, man. Kolasinac and Aubameyang.
You're the first one to break the 20-second mark. And then Tom.
Yeah. Can I give any to West Ham so I can have like Saka, Martinelli, Lacazette, Madini, or not to like proper do.
No, you're just picking our best players.
Look at Dizzy. Look at Dizzy. Look at what Dizzy would sell.
Dizzy's saying Saliba,
Oh, best
Aubameyang,
players.
Gabriel, Saka,
What?
Partey. Everyone else
He's
can
a
go.
Man City fan, man. Leave him.
No, he's saying those are the only guys he'd keep. Everyone else can go, I guess.
No, I'd keep more people than that.
Far more.
Yeah, not keeping Tierney.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. Okay, now what else was there? Obviously, we're gonna talk about the owner stuff, but we've mentioned that so many times. But hey, let's just get up on the screen. If you guys haven't already heard, Daniel Ike did an interview today. He was absolutely couldn't speak any better about Arsenal. Couldn't say anything more kind about being a fan. Having opportunity, just hoping that the Kroenkes.
I want to establish trust with fans, and
he wants to establish trust with fans. He was a boyhood Arsenal fan. How he wants to get into the club, how he wants to buy the club, everything around this whole situation. And coincidentally, this had nothing to do with This didn't have anything to do with the actual Arsenal takeover originally. This was pre-planned for his Spotify quarterly interview in regards to the business media and everything. So what did you guys take away from that interview? And if you didn't hear what he said, I'll play it for you right now. Right?
And of course, I love the fans. So as I look at the Arsenal fans since I was 8 years old, Arsenal is my team. I love the history. I love the players. And of course, I love the fans. So as I look at that, I just see a tremendous opportunity to set a real vision for the club, to bring it back to its glory. And I want to establish trust with fans, and I want to engage the fans.
So what do you guys think about that first thing where he says he's been an Arsenal fan since he was 10 years old or 8 years old. He wants to improve Arsenal. He's a fan himself, and he's just telling us how much he cares.
Listen, I'll go off first, okay? I'm looking at examples. I really want Daniel Ek, but I look at teams owned by fans, like in American sports, you got Dan Snyder in Washington, that probably would have worked. You got the Raiders owned by fans, you got the Chargers owned by fans, and they're not really well run. But of course, we're making comparisons with two different other sports. But the way he speaks about the club and the way people who's got involved, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, I think he has the best interest of the club at heart. And I think it's very hypocritical from the media, the Sky journalists, Daily Mail journalists, who are criticizing this man when they are owned by Rupert Murdoch. Okay, he's done tons of worse things. Rupert Murdoch controls Fox News, Fox Media, all these, man. So, of course, they are massive hypocrites, and of course, they're against this. They stretch the narrative up each week. And guess what? Sky Sports, BT Sports, I mean, if we can act up together. I don't want to say anything because maybe I'll get something with Sky Sports soon, but after that, no.
I think there's a couple issues here, right? So when I look at the interview, I think there's intent that he wants to buy, right? Like that's very simple. I don't think that the public nature that what he's doing is going to be beneficial for him, especially with the Kroenkes. But you want to look in terms of feasibility of the purchase. Can it be done? I think there's a lot of really hogwash on the media side where it can't be done. It can. It's really quite common in corporate takeovers for you to take finance loans and leverage a lot of your stake. So really the feasibility shouldn't be a question. It really should be a question, will Stan and mainly Josh sell? And then you kind of get into the issues of whether or not you trust the Kroenkes and mainly Josh, or whether you bookend Stan versus Josh. So for me, I actually have quite an opposite opinion on this. I actually think that Josh is the way to go, and I'm really worried if we do have a financial takeover in the middle of our most important season. I think what a lot of people aren't realizing is that corporate takeovers typically tear down old regimes in order to kind of stamp your authority on proceedings and in your asset. And that could threaten our background structure and bring a lot of financial instability amidst the summer. I'll just give you a couple facts in terms of Josh. And again, I want to make it clear, I really do bookend Stan versus Josh. And Josh has invested over 200 million plus in consecutive summers, despite minimal sales and no Europe at the present. He's been the only fan owner amongst this whole ESL debacle to communicate directly with fans, kind of opposing a lot of the arguments about them being a present. And lastly, he has been present in terms of removing specific corporate takeovers, i.e. Raul, when he does get appointments wrong, and appointed Tim Lewis as an auditor in the background in order to go over our financials. So if you're looking at an owner and you're asking, what criteria do I want as a fan? I want investment. I want him to be present. And I want him to understand enough of the business to correct if there needs correcting. At the end of the day, he's been a big fan proponent of Arteta, has been responsible for Marcel Lucassen and Per heading the academy. It's no coincidence that Haaland is producing at the rate that it's doing, I must say. All this stuff has been done since 2018, which, by the way, is the rumored time that he actually got controlled ownership and stake when he came in for 6 months to the club. So there's a lot of misdirection, I feel, when you're evaluating Stan versus Josh, and you're kind of cloaking them together under the Kroenke umbrella. And I don't think a lot of what's been said is accurate, personally.
No, I want to go on with the Cronkies as well. George, you made good points, but I look at the ownership of the LA Rams and the amount of ambition they put into that team, moving the team from St. Louis to LA, building literally a new stadium, $1 billion out of his own pocket in building SoFi Stadium. The amount of trades the Rams have got done, the amount of salary cap they've spent, literally under the salary cap by nearly $30 million. The amount of the best players in the NFL they've got into the Rams, and they've shown clear ambition at the club. Well,
that has nothing to do with it. Let's end the super chat.
Yeah, what if they could show half the ambition they do with the Rams? Getting the biggest names in the NFL, giving these mega contracts to below average players, like they've done with their quarterback there, who's now gone.
But again, mate, that's why I bookend Stan versus Josh. And I think that's a very important determination here. So when you're talking about those things, Josh is responsible for the Nuggets. He's responsible for the Avalanche, 2 sports franchises in different sports, by the way, that he's turned around into competitive playoff positions. Josh, while he's had complete stake ownership, has invested over $200 million, factually, in consecutive summers since 2018. So again, I don't doubt Stan is horrible. I'm making a very clear stand in terms of whether you delineate Stan versus Josh. In terms of investment, I don't think you can argue that he hasn't invested since 2018.
I think I've said this to a gal. I think for the last 3 years, you spent with Man United the most money in the Premier League. In the whole world, in fact, in the whole game, sort of thing, you spent the most money. But
we've made the biggest deals in consecutive summers. Nicolas Pepe at the time was the biggest deal. Thomas Partey this summer was the biggest deal. It was a release clause for the whole thing. It's $45 million. We've consecutively in each summers made the biggest deal of the market, and as a total have invested more than Stan has in over a decade in the last 3 years.
We're just spending money wrong.
No, but but most clubs now are self-efficient. So I don't know what you want. Would you want a sugar daddy to come in and pump loads and loads of money out of their pocket? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Most clubs now, even Chelsea, they've become self-efficient and not even spend. Like Roman ain't spending money. He's spending the money that he's brought from the club. Same with Man City. They're now using their own money as they've made. I bet if you look at any team in the last 5-10 years and actually see what team have actually spent at their own money, it probably won't be a lot. But obviously with ours.
The reason the Cronkies have put a lot of money into Arsenal is because they want to get back to the Champions League. All these years, 20 plus years. So they came in 06. We won the Champions League from 06 to 16. Yeah. 10 years, they could have heavily invested. We could have gone forward from there when we were in the Champions League, and they didn't. They didn't take any large investment. If you look at Chelsea, City, even Manchester United to an extent, they have invested. They won the Champions League.
Are you talking about Josh or are you talking about Stan, though? Again,
can I just quickly debunk some of the stuff you just said? Because some of the stuff you said is factually incorrect. You said that Partey was the biggest deal of the summer. He wasn't. He was the 5th biggest deal in the Premier League alone. So he wasn't even almost nearest the biggest transfer of that season.
He was paid in full.
I'm pretty sure Pepe, it doesn't make a difference. He's still what you said was he was the most expensive signing of the summer, and he wasn't because
he was. If you do Havertz at 72 and you only pay 15, it's not the same as 45.
Pepe wasn't. We're still paying off Pepe, and he wasn't the
most expensive
player of that summer. And as well, you talk about the academy and how he's introduced Per. Have you seen the state of the academy right now? It's in an absolute shit. So it's shit.
The
academy right now.
That's not true.
That's
not true at all.
No, what he's talking about,
the academy is
what he's talking about
right
is
now.
the actual performance of the under-23s team in their
No,
league.
and it's not good
that's
enough.
been atrocious. What I'm talking about
Exactly.
is the fundamentals of Marcel Lucassen and Per Mertesacker, who have gone in to prevent and change the mentality in terms of how we recruit, all of the people that we've put through the academy, and those fundamentals of how we play is distinctly changed. If you want to talk about Steve Bold, I'm happy to do so. He's done horrendous. But we've stripped that team consecutively, and we're still doing it with the under-18s. We're using Keto, a lot of the under-18s. We've fast-tracked into the U23s and into our team. So I don't know how you can say that the academy is poor.
And they,
I just want to ask.
the team performances of the academy are the worst that they have been for the last few years. So it has got worse. And the thing with Josh Kroenke as well, like someone said in the comments, he wanted the Super League. That's the main reason why fans around
Of course
England
he did.
want to get rid of the owners. So for us to sit here and say, "Oh, we're content with Josh, but not his dad," who, whether we like it or not, will have involvement in it. It just completely defeats the point of getting rid of the Super League.
Owners would want the Super League.
Let me jump in quick. What I think George is trying to say is, let's not distinguish Josh and Stan together. What you're saying is Josh is just as culpable. Am I correct?
They're just as bad. They both own the club. It's not owned by Josh Kroenke or Stan Kroenke. It's owned by KSE, which is owned
It's
by
more
both
like
of
giving
them.
My point is,
They're both just as
he has a
culpable,
point.
exactly.
He has a point. Josh has put more of an effort than Stan, but what I would say is, as he's put more of an effort, he still hasn't done enough to get us out of our situation that we're in. Yes, he's tried to improve the situation, Saliba. George, but I don't think you understand that Stan won't sell as long as Josh feels like he has something to benefit personally from this. And in the NFL situation, yes, he might be in control of it and he might be the face of the ownership, but he actually doesn't have decision-making power. He's not the one. He might hire a GM or a coach, but he actually doesn't have any decision-making power. Where in the football situation, he doesn't know what he's doing. He can't hire the right people. He doesn't know where to get the right people from. He doesn't have the right liaison.
What people hasn't he hired that you disagree
They need
with?
to sort out a proper CEO, because Vinay makes no sense in my opinion.
I think
Edu was hired by Don Raul, and Don Raul, we know that Raul was literally skimming money off the top. So that's another situation that they got wrong. Their hires have not been good. The reason why Denver's situation is much better, and the reason why those situations over there in North America are much better, is because they're salary cap leagues that allow parity. Where football, we already have an advantage. We're a bigger club than the majority of these clubs. All we need to do is maintain our level. We can't even do that.
Yeah, Igor makes a great point there, because if you look at the Rams and the Denver Nuggets to an extent as well, if you look at the head coach Michael Malone at the Nuggets, Calvin Booth, they have drafted very good players and they've built a very good team who is championship contenders. You look at the Rams, they took a gamble. They took Les Need as a GM, Sean McVay. It's paid off. They've got possibly the best head coach GM.
So then what I say though is, what positions do you not agree with in terms of the hires? Because our profile ID
Vinay, Edu, Arteta, it's three right there.
You don't agree with Arteta?
Nope.
I
Then that's
understand.
different. Then that's different, because we'll have to have a discussion separately on that.
But
you don't agree with the youth philosophy. You don't agree with the profile ID, and you don't agree with the coach. That would be a very separate issue.
I don't agree with Josh Kroenke being the
Can I just ask something? Can I just ask something quick? Obviously, from an outsider, I've heard everything and everything, but one thing I haven't asked you is what you want. If you had a piece of paper like that, what do you want from owner? What would it be? Because you're all saying facts and everything. Like with Miguel, you got different things. With Gurner, especially, got different things. But the thing I haven't heard yet is, what do you want in a new owner? What do you really want? Because you've spent money. You haven't spent it right, but you've spent money. So what do you want? Do you want someone to come in, get proper people in charge that is a fan and actually cares about the club, or do you want a sugar daddy? Like, what do you want as owners?
What's the criteria?
I want an owner who cares.
I want an owner who has ambition to win.
I want an owner who really cares, that when a manager said, I need a new right back. Can you give me this from Brighton? Then the owner said, no, I will give you a better one. One from Barcelona, Real Madrid. I want that kind of one who really wants to win.
Yeah.
And for me, it seems that this Swedish guy is really, he really does care. Sometimes it's
Let me
not
show you
all
something.
about.
Lads, we can't put venture capitalist about caring. Can we like remove the I care and you care? At the end of the day, it's an asset, because I don't think that means that he's going to invest. And
No,
that,
but look at this. Look at this. Economy is about it creates a win-win situation, but sports, someone loses. That kind of quote just tells me he cares more about his financial side of things than he does the actual results on the pitch or at all. And when I see his actual effort that he puts into his NFL team, it's kind of frustrating to watch, because he's losing draft picks over there in America, and he's constantly trying to improve his NFL team to get a winner. Where football, you can clearly see there's no attachment at all. And as much as Josh might be connected to it, even Josh himself is not here on the ground enough to show me that he cares as much as they care.
Mate, Roman isn't either. Like, you have to be consistent in terms of
criteria.
Don't compare Kroenke to Roman.
Exactly.
Our owners go to every game.
The difference between Roman is Roman. He personally himself will work at a loss in order to keep the club competitive. Our Kroenkes will never work at a loss to keep the club competitive.
No, Roman, I understand, but is that what you want in an owner? Do you want a sugar daddy owner, and you want to move away from the self-sustaining model?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I said this
you cannot win.
Sorry, you go.
No, let me get my point across.
Yeah, go on.
George, you cannot win unless you have an owner who has the ambition to get your club to a higher status. If you have a situation where your club is behind, like the way we currently are behind Man City, in order to catch up, we need an influx to get us up to that level. We need at least 4 to 5 top quality players to get us up that range. So we need to have a Chelsea type summer transfer window just to get us back into contention for.
Can I say something about this Chelsea window? No one's
ever done it apart from Chelsea.
No, but is that necessarily a sugar daddy? Or is that just
I think it is a sugar daddy, because you're asking for a level of investment that is 200 million.
So can I answer
Man City might be a sugar daddy now.
No, Egal.
No one spent 250 apart from Chelsea.
So George, you say that
transfer ban, and also they had a year out from spending money, plus they had money saved over from Hazard. That's why they spent all that money.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
No,
George, can I ask? You say that. What would you rather go away from the ideals of being self-sustaining? Yeah, I would, because this is where the sentiment comes back into Arsenal fans. That doesn't work anymore at a top level. We've seen it. Look at Barcelona. They're having to change their style because they can't compete in the way they're going.
Look how much debt they're in.
Teams have to change. No, but Bayern are backed by Qatari money, so that doesn't count. They're backed by money.
Self-sustaining.
They're backed. No, but they're backed by Qatari money. They might be
self-sustaining, Real Madrid backed by
they're still backed by Qatari money, and that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If clubs cannot compete nowadays, if you do not match what Chelsea, City, Bayern, PSG, all these clubs do, because they will pull away, and we're seeing it with City. If City go and get Haaland,
you can say about Leicester, but then you look at Leicester.
But if City go and get Haaland or Kane, they will win the Premier League for the next 5 years easily. There will be no competition. The only team that will compete is Chelsea, and this is what I'm saying. The self-sustaining model. First off, with the Kroenkes, it will never, ever happen, because they've been here for 15 years and not once have they even tried implementing it. Second off, you can't compete with that anymore.
Okay, so you can get up to that level without having the money, but you need to have a ridiculously amount of good investment.
You have to have a good structure.
Yeah, you need to have good investments in your academy. You need to have good investments in smart recruiting from small prices that eventually turn into Wilfred and Didi's and the guys like that. Now, when it comes to the Kroenkes themselves, my issue with the Kroenkes is, when we have had situations where we just were a couple steps away from a title, they would never go the extra length.
Extra mile, extra striker or the extra winger.
When we're one piece away from getting a Premier League trophy, nothing. When we're one more key defender away from getting up there at the top of the Champions League, nothing. We go and get Alexis Sanchez. We've already gotten Mesut Ozil. Now we need to go and get another player. What do? We don't do that. We get Elneny, and we end up getting Petr Cech. Now, that could be recruitment from the past regime, and that might not just be on the Kroenkes. But to me, what it screams is the ownership do not care enough to give you that extra mile, that extra piece that you need. Because I'm not going to lie to you, Mbappe was signed and ready. We were not willing to spend the extra money to get that deal done.
So, mate, that's why I make it very clear that I distinguish between Stan and Josh. And for me, and this is what I've said, is if you're asking what criteria do you want, because it seems like we keep going back to investment. So no matter what we're doing, we want investment into the club. And I've seen since full ownership, since 2018, and I make that very clear, we have seen investment into the team. Now, if you want a investment beyond what is self-sustaining, which we've had 150 million, that's what Emery was given. If you want beyond that, then that's a different owner. That is a sugar daddy level of ownership. But I think we can fully capably do 150 million, just like Emery was given, with Arteta. That can happen this summer. But anything beyond that is a sugar daddy level, and that's a different conversation for me.
Okay. This summer, if we're told you have this budget, and then once we've used the whole budget and we still don't have a backup left back and a backup goalkeeper, are we going to go to the academy to get those players, or are you willing to say we need an owner who's willing to go get us that extra backup?
No, I'm willing to actually go to the academy to do those players. First off,
who would you get
for what?
Academy?
For me, for backup?
For goalkeeper, left back, right back, who would you get?
Haven't you got Bola at left back? What's his name? Bola?
No, not Bola. For left back.
I only know from FIFA. That's all I know.
No, for from the academy, I like Brooke Norton-Cuffy. He's fully capable of being a backup for a right back. He's probably still a couple years away, but he's fully capable of being a backup. For me, I love Okonkwo.
That's it. That's it. Then I'm sorry. That's it. He's not.
No, I'm not. I'm not done. You're just cutting me off. There's Okonkwo, who's also very good, but he's still very raw. And then from the left back, I like Jeff Cott. I don't like Joel Lopez, but I like Jeff Cott. I think in terms of actually buying, though, there's plenty of free backup left backs that are available that are awesome. Thierry Small from Everton, as well as Bertrand. These are all homegrown free players that we can sign up. There's no reason that we can't get that done if you really needed a left back, because Jeff Cott's quite young. In terms of the backup keeper, I think that we're going to end up doing Matt Ryan for a very cheap deal. I don't think that's a small issue, but I've talked with CK about this quite often. I need 149 million in my mind to have a great window that fixes a lot of our holes. And I don't need anything more. And that includes having a backup left back, backup keeper, a CM, creative left wing, and a right back starting. So
149 million.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
going to be signing Danny Ceballos.
If someone was
no, I'm not. No, I don't think that's the thing. If you followed me, then you know who I like.
I'm gonna go before I leave. I was gonna say the statement. Listen, no matter how much Kroenke spend this summer, they ain't gonna convince me. Because if they're gonna convince me 150 million, there's no point in me going to the protest last week if they're gonna convince me with just spending big in the summer. I think the right decision is, I think Josh Kroenke has been told in the fan forum, Stan Kroenke, throughout social media, throughout the Arsenal family, throughout this channel and all Arsenal channels, Stan Kroenke needs to go. And we need to get someone who has a clear ambition, because it's too little too late for the Kroenkes now. Just because they have a little fan pressure, they know that the arse is in the hot seat. Yeah. Now's the time that they're acting supposedly. Where were you 5 years ago? You could have won the league. Where were you 10 years ago? We were competing in the Champions League. Where were you then? Nowhere to be found. And now your arse is on the fire. You can't get into the Champions League, and now you're just throwing your little arse money there. It ain't good enough. As for now, 24 hours. Hopefully, we can smack up Unai Emery. I'm going Arsenal 2, Villarreal 0. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Good night.
See you later, Sam.
See you, man.
That was a mic drop. Now, okay, we're gonna be talking about this ownership thing for a long time, but let's just try to move past it. I'm gonna say one thing. When it comes to the ownership, I would want an owner who is willing to go the extra mile to win. If it means I need an owner who's a sugar daddy to get me that extra mile, sure. If it means I just need an owner who's willing to be a little bit more ruthless, that's what I'm looking for. I want an owner who, when we sign Lacazette and he's not scoring 15 plus goals in 2 seasons straight, says, you know what, we need a new striker.
But we signed Aubameyang the same season.
Again, you said Rufus. Does that mean they'll sack Arteta then?
If it means they have to sack Arteta based on performances, yes, I want more ruthless people working at this club who are willing to make the hard decisions that split fans' opinions. They get paid to make decisions that fans debate about. We debate about these opinions. They actually have to do those jobs. They have to do the job. So I want the right people doing the job. I want the ownership who's willing to go the extra mile to get us to win. And you don't have to spend ridiculous amount of money every single summer. Once you get enough money spent on your squad, you can replenish your squad every season with 70 to 80 mil, easy.
Regardless of the amount of money we spend this summer, none of our problems are going to get fixed in one summer. There's too much damage for us to get fixed in one summer.
Not all.
And that's why we're the most angriest, because we can see Leicester's catching up to us. Tottenham's caught up to us. We can see Aston Villa's ahead of us. Everton's ahead of us. All these teams are ahead of us. And it's almost like, I feel like we're looking at ourselves. We're in a situation where West Ham almost got relegated.
Yeah, it's impossible to fix all our problems in one summer.
Agree, man.
I do too.
Good core squad there. I think you got a good core squad. I think.
Yeah.
Looking at, I think you got a good core squad. I think
if we were to get into the Champions League this season through the Europa League, it would be the biggest saving grace for this club's history.
No, it wouldn't, because no, I don't think it would, because in that case,
I'm looking at the finances. I'm not looking at
but again, I don't agree with Egal, because Josh Kroenke and Stan, obviously, apparently Stan's not involved anymore, which I still believe he is, but they don't care. I'm sorry, they don't care. They see it as a way of earning money to spend it on their other teams. The money we get from the Champions League, half of it, maybe a quarter of it, will go back into Arsenal. The rest will go into the stadium in LA.
That's not true, mate. We have evidence to see that, guys. We have evidence to see that. Okay, since 2018, I will break it down. No. So since 2018, we have clear evidence to show that he has invested the money when it's possible. Unai Emery in his first season got 50 million. Okay, the following summer, hold on. The first time he got it was 50 million. Then the next summer, he was given 150 million roughly in funds to do as he could. I don't agree with the selections, but that's what he was given. Arteta in his first season was given roughly 50 million net spend. I fully expect a second summer to do the exact same thing, because what happens in any corporation, you look at the asset for the first year, and then the following year is time for investment. We've done the same thing with Tim Lewis right now. We shaved the wage bill. I am there with you if this summer we don't have investment, but I have seen a clear pattern with Josh in the last 2 years showing me evidence for him to do so.
Okay, so
what about the fact that he said he didn't buy the club to win trophies?
Sorry? Josh said that?
No, Stan.
Again, though, that's what I'm saying.
He's not talking about Stan. He's talking about Josh. But
can I say something?
The rebuttal to the thing about Josh investing is that's all good and great. Are we going to get another situation where he goes and buys Pepe, who the manager doesn't want? Is he going to go and use this awful recruitment system that we have at the club? That is awful. I don't want to hear anything else. It's diabolical. Is he going to put the money in? Is he going to put that money into that same recruitment system that cannot recruit players that we need, cannot recruit players properly, and can? What do you mean not recently? Partey hasn't been.
Our most recent signings have been much better than what.
Gabriel has been poor recently. Partey's been poor.
Partey's been poor. Keep going.
Yeah, but he's been poor.
No, he has been poor.
Partey has been poor. He's not been what we wanted. Gabriel has been poor. These players, whatever reason it is, whether it's the manager, whether it's they just aren't good enough, whether it's that they weren't the right choice, whether they're just having personal issues, at the end of the day, they're not good enough right now. So the recruitment system hasn't done its job properly because we've got worse. You
don't think that Partey and Gabriel are good profiled signings? Like we didn't need.
That's not what he's saying.
Gabriel isn't.
That's not what he's saying.
Gabriel isn't a profile signing. He's a prospect signing, and Partey is a very good signing. But my point is, he hasn't hit the ground running. And I say Arsenal fans because I'm not included in this. The Arsenal fans, the way that we beefed him up to be this massive, super good
Can I just say,
world class
if
player,
he was
and he is.
that amazing, why would he have
too
a
much pressure
45
on him.
million? No, can I just say, if he was that amazing, does it not sound fishy? He had a 45 million release clause, and no one else like properly.
Mate,
went in for it.
Atletico were trying to get
Chelsea
rid of
and
that. Let's not rewrite history. Partey
Oh, well,
is
did they?
absolutely a world-class player. Let's have that right. Whether his performances have been bad and poor, I agree. I understand why they have been poor. He's gone into an injury, re-injury cycle. It was very poor management in terms of getting him back really early. I understand the reasons, but let's not rewrite history. Right now, Partey gets into every top side in the world. Let's not rewrite history in terms of his talent.
Wait.
Fuck's sake.
Wait, you don't think
West
Thomas
Ham
Partey doesn't get into every team in the world? Really?
Not right now. No, he wouldn't.
Not right
get
now.
into Bayern
Not right now.
Munich.
No,
Not
based
Bayern
on
Munich.
form, yes, maybe not.
Come on. Let's be fair.
He would not get into Bayern Munich. I'm sorry, no way would he on
That's
earth get
not
into Bayern
true.
Munich scene.
Come on.
No, he wouldn't. Goretzka's better than him. Kimmich is better
No,
than him.
he's not.
Goretzka.
He's not.
He's not. You don't
Wait, I'm sorry.
he
I'm
will
sorry.
him.
Do you watch Goretzka week in, week out? Because I do. That guy is an absolute baller, and he's better than Partey. I'm sorry, he is. I watch both of them.
What about
I
City?
disagree.
What about City? He's better than Gundogan. What?
He's better than Rodri.
He plays over
better than
Rodri 100%. He 100%
so
does that role better
Rodri,
than Rodri.
I'd take Rodri right now over Partey.
Yeah.
Why?
I back that. I'd take him.
Because he's
Why would
better
you
right.
think
Because he's better right now. That's it. I'm sorry. Partey has
I don't
good
take
enough
players
at
on
Arsenal.
last year. I'll take players.
Exactly.
now.
I take it.
I don't
How
play-
he's performing now, he is not good enough. And I'm not saying that he can't next season
No, he
jump
could
the
be
gun
good
and
next
be the
season.
best player in the world. I hope he can be, and I'm not giving up on him. What I'm saying is, Arsenal fans consistently complain at me when I say he's been a flop. He has, because the amount of money we spent on him, the fact that we didn't go and get a War instead, who I still don't think we should have got anyway.
Miguel even,
But a lot of
even
fans
stole
wanted
my
Aouar.
saying.
And he just
Didn't you,
he
Miguel?
hasn't
You
been
stole
good
my
enough.
saying. I said availability is the best ability, and he hasn't been available all season, so he's been a flop. And I've said that. And that's not.
So what I
not,
would ask though is your question is about recruitment. So I want to go back to that in terms of what you feel are the holes in the squad, and then what profiles you go to recruit there. And we can go on to performance of actual seasons. I think that's a separate issue. We clearly disagree in terms of our player evaluations, but I want to go back to your issue with recruitment. So going into the summer, I felt that regardless of how we're talking about performance, the IDs of the players were excellent in terms of what we needed most. If you disagree with that and you felt that we needed other priorities or profiles, I think that's a different question. Then we can get into the idea of whether or not Partey has been good enough overall and your potential and projection. But firstly, you need to understand what gaps we have in the squad. And if you felt that we attempted to do that, because then either the plan is poor or it's not. And then you can comment on recruitment. So do you feel that recruitment-wise, we identified the profiles that we needed?
No.
So what would you have had ahead of left center back and DM?
Attacking midfielder, because we don't create chances.
Okay, and what else would you have had ahead of those? Because we made a decision between Partey and Aouar, who were both clear pillars that we needed. We needed a DM and an AM just as badly as each other.
Left wing as well, because Martinelli at the time was injured. Pepe's been poor pretty much all season.
So you wanted a left,
more important.
but so you would like
we have a left centre back. We have David Luiz, who's been better than Gabriel this season. So I don't see the issue there.
Luiz isn't our left centre back. He's our right centre back.
No, but he's a left-footed centre back, so he can play there.
He's not left-footed. He's right-footed, mate.
He can play both feet, bro. He can play both feet. Have you seen him use his left feet? Because he can use both feet.
Mate, he's a right-footed centre back, and he's dominant on his right foot.
And he can use both feet. Some players can be just as good on both feet, and David Luiz is one
Mate,
of those.
he's not bipedal. That's not the case.
That's not what I'm trying to say. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you have your opinions, and I respect them. But if you genuinely think this recruitment system's been good over the last years, you're not right. And
last year.
They haven't been good over the last couple of years.
Not last year.
But recently they
this
haven't
window,
either.
This window profile was good.
Okay, the profile was great. What about the performances of the players? Trash. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
the
good
window
enough.
was good by name, but when you actually look at
The
it,
window,
it's not been that good.
First off, the window wasn't good. That's a common misconception. That window was so poor.
I think-
To only get Partey and Gabriel when we needed so much more, and this is why I worry about this season. You say we could spend 150 million, we could. But what if we only buy 2 players? What if we only get Matt Ryan
For
and then
150.
one really expensive player in the midfield? We need a right back, a backup left back, another centre back because I want Holding gone personally. I think
No, we don't need another.
we need a backup goalkeeper, and I think Ryan definitely can fit that. We need another centre midfielder. I'd argue 2 because if we're going to get rid of El Neni and Ceballos and Maitland-Niles as well, we might need 2. And then we also need a striker and possibly even a left winger if we don't want to keep Pepe.
I think we.
With
Yo,
150 million, you aren't going to get
saying-
good footballers with that money. You're going to be getting
You got
Conference League
Natish
level
saying
players.
the last January window was good.
I don't know about the last January. I think he means the summer in terms of the recruitment. I doubt he would mean the January. We didn't really do anything then.
January was good
Getting
for
rid of all
sales.
those players was a good
It
thing.
was just good for sales, not incomings.
It was good
sales,
in that
that's it.
sense, but I mean, even then, that's I don't know. That was really Josh
Even then, it
investing.
really wasn't because
It wasn't. No, I disagree.
because
with
we're
that.
still paying Özil 300 grand a week to this day.
So
You're wrong, man.
I think I would like
I'm
to
not.
address
We're paying
the one.
Özil
Someone
300
says you
grand a
think you.
week.
Someone says this brother thinks we have 300 mil.
I don't know anybody saying that, to be honest.
No, Gunnar Crest, that was pointed at you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we should. This is why I don't want Kroenke because we should be spending this much money right now. Not every single season, but right
No
now.
one spent that
Right now, we need massive investment in this team. We need a lot of players that need to be better than what we have. So I'm not saying we need 300 million. What I'm saying is I want to see levels of investment, not 150 million over 6 players. That's not good. The players are going to be crap. I'm sorry, they are. You can't.
Yeah,
you
but
can't
I've
buy
said this for a long
6
time.
players for 150
Don't
million
express.
pounds. Haaland himself is worth
I
that much money.
I didn't
Money-
realize
money
you were
in
supporting
football
Man
gets worse
City,
every year.
PSG.
No, that's
I
not
didn't
the point.
realize
No,
you were
that's not the point.
supporting
This is
Man
what we're
City or
trying to say.
PSG.
The main debate right now is George wants to keep Josh Kroenke, and I'm pretty sure everybody else here, or most of us, don't want Josh Kroenke. That's the main premise of this debate now.
I do.
No,
I do.
I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying when he says don't distinguish the two, Josh and Stan, as the same person.
No, but nobody is. They're just both as crap as each other.
So you are.
I disagree, and but in terms of ownership, if we're going to go back, I thought we were on recruitment, but if we want to go to recruitment, the only thing that I want to say is because I've mentioned the 150, and I've mentioned I've had a plan, so I want to just articulate it really clearly. My plan does require Champions League football. I'm going to say that in terms of feasibility, but in terms of getting 149, how I got to that number. My right back I want to go is Hakimi. I've always said he's my favorite. If you've followed some of my Twitter threads and my recruitment, he's roughly going to cost £45 million. So that's my selection for right back. In terms of center mid, I've always liked Boubakary Soumaré. He's my favorite one. I think most of Arsenal Twitter can see my thoughts on that. He's probably going to cost anywhere in the region from 26 to 30 million pounds. He's in the last year of his contract, so it shouldn't be too much. I've equated for 26 million pounds. I think that's a pretty fair price on the last year. And then the last big purchase is going to be my creative left wing. And so for me, I have a dream of Sancho or a Grealish in that space. I've quoted Sancho at 78 million just in terms of the Athletic last quote, but I've slotted up to 89 million pounds in terms of that purchase. That's been my range for what I would be willing to spend. And then after that, my backup left back would have been Bertrand or Thierry Small, who are both free. And then you can have Matt Ryan on a couple million, depending on what you'd want to do. And those prices would work up to 149 million. But in terms of a more realistic signing from the Sancho, because that's really a Champions League stipulation, I did want Aouar, and I think he'd work amazingly in that creative left wing position, and he shouldn't be more than 50 million pounds.
Yeah, that one.
So I think Aouar would probably be the smartest with your head of future-proofing the squad. So if you're somebody who really likes the 4-3-3, that's somebody he could do that. But also if you really like the 4-2-3-1, which is a little bit more of my preference, he's that creative left wing solution that could play there as well. So if you really would like to do kind of a position that would future-proof us, and you don't know what formation we're going to use yet, Aouar is probably the best bet in the attacking section.
Okay, so people are really getting triggered by you saying Sancho and Grealish, but still saying you don't want a sugar daddy. So what do you say to people saying that?
Sugar daddy.
Well, so those would be dream situations in terms of if we got Champions League football, and they're kind of my purchase if we had 70 to 90 million of being able to afford that, and that's in my calculation for 149 mil. I mean, if you subtract 45 and 26 from that equals 78 million. So I don't know what the math is. I've explained
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? You know, body language, when someone touches their face or head twice when they're saying something, it usually means they're lying, or they're telling themselves something they genuinely don't believe.
What am I saying that's wrong about that, Ego?
No. I'm not saying you're saying anything wrong. I'm just saying when you touch your face or you touch the back of your head when you're making an argument or a point, it almost discredits it.
I can answer what he said wrong. The fact that you think I know you don't think we're going to get Sancho, but
I know you don't. I know you're saying it. I know you're saying it, but
man.
it almost sounds like you don't believe it when you're saying it.
Well, no, I do. In fact, if you've followed me on Twitter, I've said it for like over 8 months. In fact, I have a transfer thesis on it in November 2020. So it's not something new that I've been saying. I've been saying it for over 6 months. In terms of Sancho, what I've always said is that's going to be a dream signing. Again, that requires Champions League football. And the last quote that I have is from The Athletic in terms of a quoted price. Could it be more? Absolutely. I'm selling roughly 100 million in assets too, in terms of what we have. And so that price for Sancho, I've budgeted, like I've said, to go up to 89 to 90 million. And that's what I think the new price is going to be in terms of a COVID market. I've already put that in terms of the feasibility of it. So, no, I do believe what I'm saying. And
have you taken into account competition?
I don't know about getting him, but I've done the price.
Let Corey jump in. Corey, what were you going to say?
The only way we get those two is if no one else comes in for them. For Grealish and Sancho, you're not getting either of them unless no one else comes in.
And
I'd still think they both turn us down.
I'll
just quickly say why do we even need Sancho right now? First of all, are we done with Pepe? I think he has stepped up to an extent.
I agree.
I think I don't think we need to get rid of Pepe right now. And the other thing is, if we have to spend big money, I think we need a leader in that team. We need a leader in that team. I want Jack Grealish in the team, the first player that we sign if we are spending big money, so that if someone does not perform, and Grealish and Saka in midfield, that is a powerful midfield, and that is a message that we are sending to the other Premier League sides and other sides in Europe. So I feel that we need a leader right now. Kyren was one of the guys that was said to be maybe a future captain, but his fitness won't allow him to be a captain. So we need someone like a Grealish there in the team. And if I have to spend big money for Arsenal, my first target would be Grealish.
I agree. But we also right now, we're on a self-sustaining model that has all these things. And they've even said things like, for long-term investment, you can't over, what was the exact quote? For long-term investment, you need to, he said something where you need to invest, but you can't invest big or something in long-term investments. I forget. But yeah, somebody asked
for why he's not spending money.
Someone got me flustered. Shocks said, did this guy say he likes Kroenke? No, I don't think he said anything to do with that. He just said Josh and Stan should not be spoken about in the same wavelength, because
he said, I'm pretty sorry if I'm saying this wrong. I don't want to put words in your mouth, obviously, George, but you say that you'd rather keep Kroenke than change ownership due to the hindrance in finances or something like that.
No, so just this season, because I think when you do a corporate takeover, say the Daniel Elk situation did come in, you can't expect investment in the same summer. It brings financial instability. Any corporation does it. So I think this summer is so important for us in moving forward and taking the steps that I don't think it's smart to undergo that takeover this summer. I did say that I think Josh and Stan should be looked at quite differently in terms of ownership, though. I did say that.
What about when Roman came into Chelsea in 2004? He literally went out and spent over 150 plus million on.
Mate, there's examples, but it doesn't happen. It's not a pattern of behavior. You can give one or two examples of each ways, but in terms of most corporate takeovers and most patterns, you don't see investment in the first year. They look at their asset, and then they invest the following summer, sure, but they don't invest in the same summer. They need to evaluate where the expenses are.
I personally think if the takeover happens, it won't happen until next calendar year.
It'll take 6 months of litigation. It won't even be an issue, but you wouldn't see investment this summer while that's ongoing, though. That's something that I've tried to tell people that
no one's gonna buy the club anyways during the season.
He doesn't have money anyways. Daniel Ike's total net worth is 3.1 billion. If he spends
stop.
No, mate, he can do it.
Stop.
He guy's about to whip out his degree.
Let me just explain something to you, bro. I'm not trying to be condescending or belittling. If you have a business of that size, there's something called equity, and you could use that equity to leverage to get a loan to give you more money. But he's not even buying it by himself. He's buying it with a consortium of teams of people who are going to be going out and spending the money as a group in the collective group to buy the club. In the fact that they're going to be part of that consortium, they're going to get a percentage of the overall 100% stakes. So we're not going to have a Stan Kroenke where he owns 100%. With Daniel Ike, we're going to have a situation where he owns whatever percentage of the consortium he put in, and the rest will go to the Vieiras and Henrys and Flamini.
No, I know that. I know that. But the point is that you need to have money in the bank because the club is right now making losses. And say, suppose you're not expected to make a profit for the next 5 years because the fans cannot get into the stadium or there will not be a 100% attendance.
That's not true. That's not true. Because this whole club, this whole thing that everyone's saying, you need money in the bank, you need cash, liquid cash. No, it doesn't work that way. What everybody needs, what everyone needs is just every single major club needs one person who's willing to have the ambition to take whatever profits the club makes and put it back into the club.
The club is not making profits. That is what I'm saying. Because of the pandemic, they're making losses right now.
The club is making a profit. It's just they're not making.
No, he's not. No, hold on, guys. It's about just financing. Just really quick on a business sense. It's about just securing loans against equities. I'm just going to tell you. So it's very feasible for him to do it. It's about backing his securities, and he puts up his Spotify shares as stakes. But it's totally possible to get the money in terms of doing it. The club won't be operating at a loss.
Never.
Yeah, and to be honest, this idea of a loan, guys, this happens in business and in life every day. Mortgages, line of credits, these are how a lot of these things are sorted. So feasibility-wise, I don't think we should talk about that as an issue. I think it's kind of irrelevant. It totally can happen. Maybe the debate should be whether you agree or not with it, but feasibility, it's completely possible. It's a little bit silly.
Can I just quickly say one thing before we move on? Reading the comments, I get that you might not agree with George's opinion, but keep it respectful because at the end of the day, it's just an opinion. Don't obviously.
I like Josh. I wish he was my lawyer. I'm not gonna lie.
Just before we go any further, I just need to say one thing. There was something that that someone said. Am I correct? Did you try to say that the club is running at a loss? That's not actually factually correct. We are making less money than we did when fans are here, so we are making a loss. But that loss is based on estimate earnings. So if you're estimated to make £300 a week, but you only go to work so many days, you're gonna make 200 and something, right? Did you lose that extra £80 that you were gonna make? No, you didn't make that money in the first place, so you didn't lose it. It's just unearned. It's just you lost your potential earnings.
No, it's not under potential, man.
No, it's not.
Like 100%. We're and if you look at the finances, we're gonna have a lot of losses in terms of COVID. It's 100%.
No, but it's potential. It's potential earnings. It's not.
No, it is. It's realized. It's realized.
That's why they wanted the ESL in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. I don't agree with that.
No,
I do
what
think
I'm saying, George. It's not losses.
No, I understand it. I just we will have losses though. Like I can guarantee you that 100%. I know what you're saying.
Every club. We're not obviously because there's no gate receipts. There's no income coming in from fans on match days. That is a large. We make the 25% of our earnings is
most of our percentage income is from match-going fans compared to any other club as a percentage.
25 to 50 to everybody else. When it comes down to actual losses, people, you have to understand we are not losing any. We're not losing actual like gate. Besides gate receipts and actual potential earnings from gate receipts, we're not actually making a loss as a club week in week out from anything else.
No, we will, mate, because of COVID. 100%.
Not in the year. if not in Europe.
What are you guys talking about when it comes to COVID? Like, you guys are making it seem like what I'm saying is ridiculous. I'm saying because of, if you try to subtract that portion of the situation and the potential earnings from the match receipts, nothing else is actually being affected. We've protected ourselves with our shirt sales. Unlike Liverpool are making a loss on their shirt sales. We protected ourselves from merchandise sales because we now have a website established in every major country, including China, right? The only major loss that we're making is from the potential earnings of match-going fans,
which is massive.
It is massive, but you're saying
it outweighs whatever we've been doing currently.
I get that, but it's not like if we don't make any money, it's not like it's gonna get to a point where if we sit by, we're losing money monthly.
We're losing money, but not substantial. That's what you're trying to say.
No, the thing is, we have around 1,000 employees still employed in the club, including players, staff, and medical staff, and all of those. The second thing is, apart from that, we are not just losing the ticket sales. There used to be tours, foreign visitors coming into the club, all those kind of parties that were going on, and like the part where Gunnosaurus was let go of, there were events and other things happening at the club as well. All those things, apart from the merchandise and the food and everything that was the drinks that were bought from the club. So all these combined make around 40 to 45% of the total revenue that the club generates. And this is now gone. So that is why any investor coming in needs to have something in the bank, because they will have to put money into the club for the next 4 to 5 seasons at least to compensate for any kind of losses that may happen, apart from spending money on the transfer windows.
But mate, what I think you're saying though is the feasibility. I just want to make this point because I think we're missing this. It's not about having liquid cash made. It's about having equity to finance against a loan. So you don't necessarily need to have the liquid cash available right now. What you need is to have enough to finance a loan, and that loan covers those losses and supplies it. In terms of paying it back on their interest, that gets negotiated in terms of the financier. So that's just the business in terms of the feasibility of it. We can totally do it, and so can Daniel, Dan Gotti. I can guarantee you no owner that buys us, if we do change owners, is doing it in liquid cash. So it's all through loans. That's just how the market works.
Okay, now let's move past this part. That was a good little conversation there. Next, we got Bissouma is linked to Liverpool. The deal seems to be that Liverpool are going to be trying to scoop him from underneath us. As you can see, Jota and Minamino are trying to get him away from Arsenal.
Good.
I'm gonna say to you guys first.
Who just said good?
Good.
Someone just said good.
Why?
That wasn't me.
No, it was me. I would prefer to sign Soumare.
He's got a point. I thought you just didn't want him for like.
I agree. I would 100% sign Soumare over Bissouma. I think Bissouma. The big thing that I always ask with fans about Bissouma is whether or not they've actually watched him a little bit more off the ball closely. I think the biggest difference between the two is on the ball. Bissouma is kind of a behind the ball player. So he sees best with the game in front of him, but he really struggles running back to goal. Just look at our last game in terms of how ESR gave him the runaround. That's the thing with Soumare that you're not going to have. I want to get everyone's
point before we go back on to our next choices, okay? So, Corey, who are you going to go for? Are you down for Bissouma?
Yeah, the one thing I like about Bissouma is that he's actually a Premier League proven player. And it's like, well, it would be one of the first signs we make of a Premier League proven player that's like 30 years old.
I don't want to go through that trope again.
Okay.
Can we stop going on about Premier League proven, man? Premier League
it doesn't mean anything.
Rubbish.
It doesn't mean anything.
Honestly, it doesn't mean anything. The Premier ain't the best league in the world at the minute. Honestly, so poor at the minute, the Premier League. So poor.
As the West Ham fan, possibly could get top 4. Now,
exactly.
CK, Bissouma, are you in, out, shake it all about? What are you saying?
Soumare.
Jesus, man.
Soumare?
Bissouma, yeah.
And then beyond the post, same thing?
I would take either one, because knowing our club, we may end up with none at the end. So just take whichever comes our way, whoever wants to play for Arsenal and is loyal to our club at the end of the day.
Okay, and then there's another link that we're linked to. This one's kind of mad. Have you guys heard of this kid? Oh, Shocks is in the building. Big up
Big
Shocks.
up Sharks. Big up man like Sharks.
Big up the man. there.
my G,
Big up the man. there.
So
You
we
say
got
that.
Mohamed
Get the
Camera.
beers on.
Mohamed Camera from Young Boys also being linked to Arsenal as
Jesus
as
Christ.
an option to strengthen the team. He's a
What's that?
is he a
Coffee whiskey?
midfielder?
I
He's
just don't
23
know
year old.
anything about him.
Yeah, no.
He's 23 years old. He plays as it says he's a center back. Actually, I'm sorry.
Sounds like it's a cheap option.
Yeah,
That's what it says. It just smells cheap.
definitely.
Yeah, but what's wrong? This is what I mean.
I've never heard of him.
I don't get wrong with a cheap option. I don't get what's.
No, I get that, but there's better out there. I mean, me personally, my perfect option would be Florian Neuhaus from Gladbach. Not going to happen ever. But
So you want a different profile then, mate?
Yeah,
so you're looking at more of a deep lying playmaker.
Yeah. I want a bit more attacking football personally. But if I have to choose between Samari and Bissouma, I'm going Samari. Off the ball, he's just better.
Okay, I just wanted to touch upon those and then bring it back to the main reason why we're here: Villarreal versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
Honestly, we haven't spoken too much about the game since I would say the hour mark. What are we saying about the game, guys? Are we worried? Are we cautious at all? And then Tommy, thanks for coming on, bro. I'm just gonna take you out for this part because this is just literally just about the Villarreal game. But before we go, what's your take on the game?
Huh? Oh, well, straight on the spot. I didn't realise it. I'm excited, man. I'm getting my bubble now, boys. Because either way, it's winning for me, innit? So I'm looking forward to it. Go on, Emery. Up the Emery. Show Arteta what you're all about.
Kick him out. Get him out.
You're gone. He's out.
Can I go on the Villarreal thing?
Just 1 second. I'm just gonna get Corey to go next. Corey,
Yeah.
What's your take on the game?
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I think we're just scared just because it's Emery. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
Facts.
Emery.
Facts.
Like Villarreal, not the best team in the world, not team you expect to be playing in a semifinal, but you got to respect them still.
But that's it. He's a tactician, isn't it? He's a tactician. He knows how to play in one-off games, isn't it? He knows how to win.
He knows how to win
one-off games. Yeah. So you got to be kind of cautious with that. Plus, I'm sure, like you've heard the lineups that they've pretty much put out on in this competition, and they're in the semi-finals. They're alongside us, alongside Man United and Roma. They're the last four of that. So he's doing something right. Don't get me wrong. Europa League is definitely some B-Tech competition in it, but he's still doing bits in it. So at any moment, you don't know. This player could just pull anything out of the bag. I even heard something that he's actually never ever lost
a double two-legged
knockout. He's never lost
Arsenal's his kryptonite.
He's never lost a knockout. He's never lost.
Arsenal's his kryptonite. He
got
always
beaten
loses
before
when
that.
he was our manager.
No, he got beaten before, but it is it is a good. Yeah, and but look, you have to respect.
The record was he's never been beaten in a two-legged.
Two-legged.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Never
That's
been
true.
beaten.
Yeah.
That is a wicked record. So
I think we're going to beat him though.
I think
I agree.
But just don't be too cocky. Don't be too cocky.
No, I will, because I'll lay it out for you in terms of just looking at it objectively. Let's look at Villarreal in terms of what they play, and let's look objectively how they play in our lineup. So what are they? They're a 4-4-2 mid or low block. Sometimes they go 4-1-4-1. Right now, their biggest threat is going to be Samuel Chukwueze on the wing. But even then, what they do is they look to compress space and release them as an outlet. In terms of what we offer right now, in the last, I'd say 4 to 5 months, ever since January, we've been really quite effective against low blocks. What I actually think we struggle with is the counter press right now a little bit more. We found a way to understand how to play against low blocks a lot better, particularly creatively. We've had our XG risen to above 2 in the last 6 games. And so creatively, we're able to deal with it. I think the biggest thing that's going to happen in this game is we're going to see, unfortunately, the EPL trope of intensity over the Spanish league. Because right now, their biggest danger man will be Parejo, orchestrating from deep. So if we can cut off that circulation, we really shouldn't have too many issues, as well as we keep an eye on Samuel Chukwueze. So in terms of that, we should be able to be okay. And especially with the news of our injuries, I see no problem in us dispatching them really in the first leg.
Quick thing as well.
No, man, yo, one second. Harris is my guy. Harris is my guy. Come on, bro. How you saying that? That's not nice, man. You know, George is just being himself, man. Don't.
Let me just counter what you just said.
Wait, real quick. Let me just add something, Shucks. Moreno as well. Really good at headers. He scored, I think, 26 goals this season, 6 in the last 5 Europa League appearances. He's a
Sorry, who?
Gerard Moreno. Very good at headers. He's a very tall, physical striker. He's bagged this season, so we need to watch out for him as well.
He's been good for them this season. Definitely, they spread around their goals quite evenly. Yeah, actually, if you look at it.
Let me just cover what you said just then, because an important thing is what you said is that our XG has risen and that we're good at playing against low blocks. All right, fair play. We might be able to keep possession. We might be able to play around the low block. We might even be able to pull off a few shots or whatnot. What is actually really, really crucial in what you just said is XG, not actual goals. We are the type of team to go out there, play really good, beat their low block, whatever, and then kill ourselves. We will actually kill ourselves. And this is what I'm scared of. Now, Emery knows every single one of those players, bar Odegaard and Partey, which he wanted because he scouted for a very long time. I'm pretty sure he wanted him on one of his other teams as well. He knows how to. I mean, I'm personally scared if Xhaka plays tomorrow. I swear to you, I am actually, no matter what, even if he plays at left back or if he plays in the center of the midfield, I am shook. Because that guy knows Xhaka very well. Don't forget, he relied on him in most of the season in which he was playing for.
But he didn't know how to play him. So I think when
nobody knows how to play him. Nobody except for the Switzerland, the national team boss, bravo. He's the only guy that knows how to play him.
No, I think Arteta's got a tune out of Xhaka, to be fair. But in terms of whether you're looking at probability of how we're doing, that's how I'm doing it. I'm really kind of trying to move the emotion. I think, look, we play two teams every day whenever we play. It's Arsenal and the other team. We always do that. But in terms of when you're trying to look at the probability of who's going to win and why, I'm looking at Villarreal. They play a low block. Are we good against low blocks? Yes. Are we able to create chances? Yes. And if you do look at XG, I agree our output's been really poor. But logically, if you're creating more chances, you have a higher likelihood of scoring and going through.
But they only need one.
I would say we are not consistent this season. Even against low blocks, we have not been good.
Not this season, in the last 4 months. That's why I said I think we have made a step in that direction. And that comes with Odegaard and ESR's introduction to the team. When you have more players in that zone 14, that kind of attacking midfield slot, we've shown an ability to create for sure.
I look at Villarreal's playing style, and I liken them more to a mid-table team like Everton and Aston Villa.
They don't have that transition threat, mate.
Yeah, that is the only thing that I was going to say. They would have been watching Aston Villa videos all through the week as to how to beat Arsenal. But unfortunately, they don't have players like Grealish amongst their ranks. They will have to rely more on set
unfortunately or fortunately.
Big up SM69 in the chat. I agree. Everything in what he's saying, he's going in. You know what? Sorry, just to go back to what I was saying. I rate Saliba season as well. When he came in, he said something that was an unpopular opinion. Now, just because people didn't like it, don't abuse it, man. That's wrong. Don't do that. I've seen people saying something about Yankees and all of them. That's racist. Don't do it.
Bro, I'm just used to getting North American stuff.
No.
I hear what you're saying. Mate.
I hear what you're saying. But everyone could actually. You can actually put across.
If you guys seen earlier today, I had a guy, Realist, come at me. Realist usually is a cool guy, but today he's like, "Yo, I need to talk to you. I thought you're embarrassing." I'm like, "Okay, come, let's have a conversation." It turned into a whole personal attack for like 30 minutes or for like 10 minutes. I'm like, "You're not talking about football, mate. Why are we here?" It's just weird. But yeah, it happens. People don't like your opinion. Instead of having an argument back with you, they'll try to get personal.
But what do you guys think about the Villarreal in terms of how we play? Because I think it's important if you're gonna, in terms of us being worried. I think, look, knockout football is knockout football for a reason, right? Like there's always a chance. But in terms of all our players being back, in terms of what starting 11 we can put out, is everybody really that worried in terms of our starting best 11 and their starting best 11?
Yeah, while we're doing that, why don't I get everyone's score predictions?
Sorry, let me just say one quick in terms of that. I think they're all being rushed back. I don't think they're fully fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have already mentioned that. I think that this is a panic. I think Arteta knows that. Put it this way. I mean, Lacazette, I don't understand how he's back already. Fair enough, Aubameyang. Tierney, I swear he's not fully fit.
I can explain that if you want medically. So it's so Tierney, no, because what it was is
I like this guy. I like him.
No, like I just want to speak with facts because you know what I've been talking about this on Twitter. So what Tierney had is a grade 2 injury. It's nothing structural, so it's anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. So when you're looking at it from a physio perspective, he's just shy of the 4-week mark, which is exactly where I predicted him to come if he didn't need surgery.
So in an injury that was predicted to be roughly maximum 6 weeks, he's now coming back 3 weeks later.
No, it's a range. It's between 4 to 6 weeks because there's no structural issue, and so
but it's 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. He ain't even made the 4 weeks.
He ain't gonna be.
That's rushed.
That's only a broad overview in terms of these injuries. It's totally day by day. That's what those issues are.
Okay.
So.
But see, now here's the thing, though. Yeah, see, Kieran Tierney is the kind of guy.
Monkey out, Georgian.
Yeah, Kieran Tierney is the kind of guy that even if he is playing with a little bit of an ankle injury, he will. Whatever injury he's carrying,
I'm sorry, guys.
He will say it.
I have to wrap this up before midnight, so I genuinely need you guys to give me your predictions for the game.
Cool. I came in too late, man. I would love to rattle your brain, bro. I swear.
First things first. No, we'll speak afterwards on the off camera. George, what's your predictions? Just predictions. No.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 3-0.
3-0. CK.
4-1.
4-1. Nitish.
I think it's going to be 1-1. It's in Spain.
Gunnar Express.
I'm not giving a prediction. I don't trust it. Emery, I think
Arsenal win or draw?
It's a tactical win. It's whoever has the better tactics, and I can't predict that.
So tactical win for either team.
Yeah, it's whoever has the better tactics on the day. I don't think it's a matter of.
Okay, do you think Emery's a better tactician than Arteta?
Yes. It's shown by his trophy cabinet.
So you're picking Villarreal to win.
Well, again, it depends if Arteta can tactically outclass him on the day. I think both managers are so difficult to predict because of how poor they can be or how good they can be. It's difficult to say who's going to be better on the day. So I'd rather not make a prediction and get me to look like a mug.
Okay, I'm going 3-1. So if I look like a mug, I don't care. Shucks.
2-2. I think we'll get 2 away goals. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll leave it to you guys if you guys want to talk for a bit. Just don't do nothing to get my channel canceled. and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a bit. I'll see you guys in a bit. Guys in the chat, let me know what you guys think your predictions are. We got 2-0, 3-1, Saka, Pepe goal. His trophy cabinet ? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Emery has a trophy cabinet.
Yeah,
Arteta has a trophy. He's been the manager for 18
years.
I
don't care.
So just make sure people in the chat. While I'm gone, guys, if you guys can see the chat, just read out the people in the chat thing. I'm just gonna go for it. I literally got 8 minutes. I'll be back.
Bro, do your thing, my guy. No, brother. Say it.
But yeah, maybe we can go through the injuries. I can just expand on.
Go on.
And so Luis, what he did, why I expected him back as well. So when you have like a meniscal repair,
is he back as well?
Yeah.
Luis
in training.
Yeah, he's back. He's back as well.
When you have like a meniscal repair, what typically gets done is it's actually a lot faster than conservative treatments. So that the whole reason that he probably had the meniscal treatment done instead of having any conservative stuff is in order to get him back within 4 weeks. That's typically been the timeline when you have a meniscal repair with that. In terms of the Tierney stuff, I think it's a little early, but it's certainly within the 4 to 6 week guidelines because it's just shy, I think, of 4 weeks since he did get that hit. And that's because of the grade 2 when you look at sprains and stuff with the muscles. So that's the timeline.
Wouldn't you rather just leave him out for this game and then bring him back for the home time?
Yes, exactly. I would do that as well.
Not mine because I value the away goal, so I want to kill the tie now.
I totally agree.
So in terms of what game, if I had to prioritize, let's say home or away, where do I want Tierney in one of those? It would be the away one for me.
So imagine he redoes the injury that he gets, and then we haven't even got him for the final.
Well,
based on that 4 to 6 week period you was just talking about.
So what that injury is, you'd have to hit in the exact same spot in terms of the knee.
Which can happen. I mean, look at how much times
anything can happen. You can injure yourself kind of walking outside. And
you have to remember, he's an injury-prone player. He picks up injuries quicker than anyone else, so he's more likely to be injured than anyone else.
I don't know about that.
And I'll tell you one thing, Kieran Tierney doesn't know how to not push himself as hard.
Exactly. He doesn't know how to slow
goes
down.
100%. And this is what I was going to say to you as well. He always, he doesn't play half-hide. He never ever does. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. And that's the only way. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Hence why he gets so injured. And, he does the maximum in games and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But don't forget, we've been without this guy for 3 different sections of this season. I would not be surprised if this is now the 4th that will take him out all the way past pre-season.
I just want to add one thing. If Martinelli is starting on the wings because Lacazette is coming back into the team, I don't think Tierney will be starting. It will be possibly Cedric at left back and Chambers on right back. But if Martinelli gets replaced at around that point of time, maybe Tierney can be brought on if needed. If we are in that part of the game, because we have 5 substitutes again. So we have a lot of options and we can make the change even if it's needed at, say, maybe around half time. If we are in that kind of a situation, if we are dominating the game, if we are playing the kind of football that we are actually expected to play, I don't think then there is a need to bring him on until the second leg.
You said something interesting. One second.
Let's get everyone in the comments put down. Would you play Tierney or not? Just put it in the comments and we'll start reading some of it.
So that's a good shout.
I think.
But 1 second. Let me just count what you just said. Real quick. He said we got 5 substitutions. Yeah. We don't have 5 substitutes to make to impact the game. That's my worry. We've got 5 people that we could possibly bring off the bench, but they would not be the level of the person that you are taking off the field to replace them with. That's why we don't make 5 substitutions in these games. Have you not realized? I don't think we've actually made not one in this in the Europa League. I don't think we've ever made all 5 substitutions.
My one huge gripe with Arteta in terms of his substitutions and his squad management in terms of it's something that I think it's ridiculous. I really do. But I think, look, the only thing medically that I will say is if he passes the day-to-day stress test from a physio perspective, that's good for me. I think, look, in terms of re-injury, it can always happen, but this one was a contact injury, so I'm less worried about that. The other ones, in terms of Partey, that's a hamstring injury, that's a muscle injury. So in terms of that explosiveness that you're talking about, absolutely, I'd understand that risk. But this is a contact injury, so it's way less likely.
And I think CK wanted to go ahead. CK, sorry, go ahead.
JL said, draw the first leg, then clean up second. Sohan said, no way, rest him for the second leg. And Ashland said, if Tierney's fit, then start him.
I would rather say...
We've got a question for George as well. Sorry, real quick. Dizzy says, George knows about finances and medical shit, but can he make jollof rice?
I cannot.
No, Dizzy.
Why don't Dizzy ever come on stream? Seriously.
I'm willing to learn.
He said it
right now. Come on.
He said it in the comments himself, bro. We've seen it. He said
he'll get cancelled. It's true. He has to come on, man. That guy kills me every
I'm willing to learn.
Every stream.
I love, man. He's so funny.
All right, guys. Let's play that game. Let's play that game. So it's time to play the game that I always do. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and it's gonna be one person at a time, and I need you guys to guess, right, who that player is. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be an Arsenal player. It will be a current squad member, right? It's gonna be quite easy. It's gonna be quite easy, right? Who is a player, right? Who's the last Arsenal player to score a free kick?
Granit Xhaka.
Xhaka against Chelsea.
There you go. So you see, it's that simple. Right? Who got it first?
Gunnar.
CK.
Gunnar Express, right? So that's 1 point for Gunnar Express. People in the chat play along, okay? People in the chat play along, right? Now, who was the leading goal scorer before Ian Wright took over as leading goal scorer for Arsenal?
David O'Leary.
Don't know that one.
I'm just saying David O'Leary. I don't think it's
Think old school, guys. I'll give you guys the initials. CB.
What the?
I'm too young, man. I don't know. I'm too young.
I'm the oldest one out here, bro. I'm done out here, bro.
Someone said Alan Smith. No. Someone said Liga quiz night.
Was it Jeffers by any chance? Francis Jeffers?
Cliff Bastard.
No, I'm not. Yep. Tom Pollard got it. You didn't get it.
I said it. I said it.
You cheated. The chat gave it away. So
he's googling. He's googling out here.
No, he said it in the chat, innit?
Yeah, I said that.
Someone just said
Chris Brown.
Someone just said Chris Brown.
Okay. Who gave the pass? Who gave the pass to Henry against Leeds in the? It was in the FA Cup.
Petty.
Oh,
no.
Alex Song.
Who said
I said that first. Don't you dare.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
When he came back in number 12.
Go replay that. I said that way before he did.
Okay. Who passed the ball? Who passed the ball to Dennis Bergkamp in the game against Newcastle?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Who said that? I said that.
Shaliba said it first.
Wait, that's unfair because Ash wasn't born in. Fuck's sake.
I remember that. He actually, you know what? I don't think people say it, but it was actually a poor pass. If you remember back, it was behind.
That's why he did it. That's why he did it. Okay, who played the ball?
The turn was
awesome. Against Everton. Against Everton at home at Highbury, we won the league. Who scored the goal and who played the pass to win the game?
What?
Everton Highbury.
At Highbury to win the league, we played a home game against Everton to clinch the league, right? A center back scored the goal, and in the pass was from a center back. Who were the two center backs who linked up for the winning goal?
Mustafi.
Adam, yes. And who passed the ball to
Adam? You're a joke, man, bro.
I know
it was off the dome, you know.
I know it was literally over the top. Literally, I can't even remember.
Adam scored the goal. Who passed the ball?
Campbell.
There you go.
Was it Nigel Winterburn? I don't remember.
Oh, bold. I get a point.
Yeah. Big up John, man. Big up Drake.
Okay. Now, Rob Holding has won a FA Cup 3 or 2 times now?
Twice, no?
Twice.
So the 2 times he's won the FA Cup, he's played in a back 3. Can you name the other 4 partners that he's had?
Saka.
No. Just say if you can say it. Just say you can say it, and then I'll you've got it. Are you sure?
He's not confident.
You scared him even more.
Is it Saka, Monreal, Luis? Is the last one Mustafi?
Did Mustafi play in the final?
I think he's got it. I'm sure we did, because don't forget Arteta liked Mustafi before the end of the league. Yeah, so he might have got it, you know. Double check. He might have got it.
We got to fact check that.
I definitely know Mertesacker was playing.
And Monreal. You got that one right.
You definitely got that one right.
It's all down to if Mustafi played or if it was somebody else.
I think
FA Cup final versus Chelsea 2020. Moment of truth, people.
Actually, wait.
Did Mustafi play? Did Mustafi play?
No, he injured.
It was Kieran Tierney. It was Kieran Tierney.
Okay, so my guy, you completely lose everything. That's fun.
It's deja vu. It's deja vu. Mustafi fucked you up. He does that for Arsenal fans.
Okay.
No, but is that been checked though?
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think he was in.
Okay. I'm gonna get you guys. Unai Emery's first game. Who was it against?
Man City, we lost 2-0.
Okay. Who scored?
Wait. Ramsey scored with the back heel.
No, we lost.
We lost 2-0. What are you talking about?
Sterling.
First game.
Sterling scored.
Fulham.
Yeah, man.
No, that was this season. Fulham.
No, he's talking about Emery's first game.
We lost against Fulham. That's where we was trying. We're going to win the league, innit?
No. His
That's
first
what
that was the third game, bro. That was like the third game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad.
We lost 2-0 to Man City. First game. And
double check that because I think you man are wrong.
The first game of the season was Emery. The second game of the season was Chelsea. Remember?
Yeah,
we lost 2-0. Yeah. You're right. And everybody. Okay.
No, you guys lost it.
No, I think the chat gets it. I'm not going to say it.
The
chat's got it.
Bernardo Silva and Sterling. There you go.
I've been saying it.
No, he did. He did.
You've been saying it.
No, CK was saying it still.
I'll give you credit. Okay. Okay. I want you guys to tell me. Freddie Ljungberg's goal in the Champions League, right? That Dennis Bergkamp passed him the ball to.
What year?
No, I don't remember the year, but I know the team that I'm talking about. It was that highlight where Dennis Bergkamp goes back and forth in and around the box, and they dinks it to Dennis Bergkamp dinks it into Freddie Ljungberg's path. Which team did we play against that game?
Juventus.
There you go. Bang.
I smoked too much weed for this shit, man. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you questions about this tie that we're gonna be facing Villarreal.
Okay.
Thank you. Just humiliating me online, bro. Like fucking.
No. Just keep it simple.
I'm joking.
Who's Villarreal's top goal scorer right now?
Moreno.
That guy that Guna said, man.
Yeah, Guna said it.
Gerard Moreno.
Gerard Moreno.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Are you 100% sure?
Yeah,
it is.
Okay. Do you guys have a ballpark? How many goals he has?
26.
He chased.
No, he has 20 goals.
He has 26 this season.
No, but you're good. You got close, really close.
He has 26 this season.
Are you talking about all competitions or La Liga? Because I think you're talking. About La Liga.
It says in 27 appearances he has 20 goals. I don't know where you got.
I think that's just La Liga.
He
scored 6.
Yeah,
it's 26 all
Europa, that's 26. I'm sorry.
No, it's 26 all comps. He's right.
Yeah, it's 26 all comps. Okay, who has the most assists in all comps for them?
Is it Chukwueze? Yeah.
Chukwueze.
I bet it is.
He has 2 goals in 2 assists in La Liga, and he has 3 in Europa. No, somebody else has more.
Is it Trigueros?
I put up Dizzy's last comment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying Trigueros. Is it Trigueros?
Yeah, it is Trigueros.
Right.
Yeah, bro. I want you to take the heat off me, my guy. You have to take the heat off me, blood.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you guys some questions about the Europa League this season, right? The Europa League's dead competition. We don't watch a lot of the other games, right?
Yeah,
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So you might have an advantage over everybody else in this situation. Who leads the Europa League in assists?
Oh,
an assist.
Fernandez.
Nope.
No.
No. He don't perform well in big games. Sorry, I forgot about that.
He don't, bro.
Because Rangers was scoring bad goals.
Okay. So who do you know from Rangers?
Morelos.
Okay, my guy got it.
All right, big up CK, you know.
The striker has the most assists. Jeez, they must be scoring a lot of goals. Bloody hell.
He has 5 assists. Okay. On Transfermarkt, an Arsenal player has the highest rating for all players in the Europa League.
Pepe.
Who is that?
Yeah,
Pepe. Yeah.
I said it first.
Pretty easy.
The Europa League team of the season. The Europa League team of the season has 1 Tottenham player and 1 Arsenal player currently. Who are those 2 players?
Pepe.
Saka.
Pepe, Vinicius.
And probably Kane.
Ooh, Vinicius is
Vinicius is
okay.
Son?
Is it Son and Pepe?
Son and Pepe? Yeah.
No, it is the person you would least expect.
Eric Dyer.
Pepe.
No.
Wait,
You will never believe
Aurier?
it. No.
Someone said Vinicius. Someone said Vinicius. Is it him?
No.
Oh, Bale.
No, it's not Bale.
But least expect, you said?
Least expected.
Højbjerg.
No, he would be expected, but
I'm not Google. You would hear me typing, Dizzy.
Okay, you guys don't know?
You got your phone on silent, bro.
I don't know.
Bro, for some reason, Matt Doherty.
Let me get
Matt Doherty has a 7.4 rating.
Oh yeah, that's probably because he's played like 1 game. That's why. On average, he'll have played like 1 game.
And it was probably that one that they played when, yeah.
Okay, who's been the highest? Who's been the highest scoring team?
Rangers.
Is it us?
Rangers.
What?
It's Rangers.
I think you might be right.
It's got to be Rangers, surely.
They scored a lot of goals.
Jeez, your chat is popping off, bro. Fucking hell, mate.
Why?
My hands are on
Popping
screen.
off. Everyone's
To be fair, I say Man United might be up there as well because they've had some big games.
so happy just putting every name in the top.
I think it's us or Rangers.
I think it's Rangers as
So
well.
goal scored, guys. Come on, goal scored in the Europa League. Who? If you guys don't know this, it's Arsenal, bro.
That's what I thought.
George said it. George said it.
I said it.
George said it from the beginning.
Yeah. We guess how clear we are of everybody else.
Mad. I think it's like
goals.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6, isn't it?
I guess 8 goals.
The second place team has 26 goals. Arsenal has 32 goals.
No
yeah,
way.
well,
Yeah.
8, eh?
Goals. It's going to increase by 4 tomorrow.
It's all those group stages like the Dundalk and the Bowl.
Yeah,
You know?
we had an easy group, man.
Flipping Eddie and Katie bagging goals. Flipping
Balogun
bagging goals.
Balogun's cold, man. Balogun's cold.
Nah, yeah,
He's a
Did you
killer.
guys have the discussion on who will be the keeper, first choice keeper tomorrow?
Ryan.
Yeah, we
Ryan.
already spoke about that. We're not going to relive that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I agree.
I was in the car. I was literally driving back from Leeds, and I swear to God, I was listening to you, but I was thinking, you man are having a. Guno was killing me, bruv. He was having a meltdown. Like, no fucking drop him, bruv. Like, he needs to get out of this team, bro. Like, he was having
mistakes recently.
I agree, by
Yo, let me ask you guys this: who was the last team that we played in the League Cup final that we beat?
That we beat.
Huh?
That we won?
One day like 90s.
Man City.
That was in the 90s.
We didn't lose that. We didn't.
I
That
don't
was
know
the
my
final.
hands
though.
on screen.
I don't think that was a final. I think that was a semi-final. The one where the Giroud scored the banger under Wenger.
You said the last.
These are some
We're
mad
talking
questions.
about the final.
We
Are
didn't win the EFL.
Are you asking the last time we won the League Cup?
The last time
Cup, yeah, that's
Arsenal
what I'm
won the
saying.
League Cup, who was
That was like 94. So
Yeah, it won't even be Wenger.
I was far from an idea.
We lost to City, didn't we? Oh.
Yeah, that in the one you're talking about, we lost. Right? That's where Giroud scored that banger in it, but we lost, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
team
my
was-
God. How many League Cups do we have, by the way?
Like 2.
And
We have
and
two.
and and
Wenger
the
never
last
rated
team
that
that we
competition. He
faced.
never
Let me
rated
give you guys an example. The last team that we faced is in Sheffield.
Wednesday.
There you go.
It ain't United, sure, yeah. Because it ain't
In the
Sheffield United.
final.
They don't have history.
Yeah.
That's
No,
how old it is. That's how old it is.
Wednesday have the history. United have the present. Like
Yeah.
United were not a big team.
Sheffield United, by the way, not Manchester.
Yeah, well, yeah. Don't need that man coming back, Jesus.
I was like, I rate it though.
I mean,
do you guys
no.
remember Dennis Bergkamp's first hat trick?
No.
Oh, God, it was,
born.
Southampton. Was it Southampton? Was that
No.
Southampton? Oh, no, that was his first
I
goal.
don't know,
Sorry,
and I'm
that
not
was his
checking.
first
Remember, every time they did documentaries, they always mentioned a specific team.
Leicester.
This guy, my guy knows. He knows.
Yeah,
He
go on,
knows.
Tom.
Checked.
What?
Probably checked the internet.
No, he knows.
Nah,
He
there's
just
no way.
knows.
There's no way he checked it in that
Not
time.
so fast. He can't. He's asking.
He
A
knew
question
that,
mark
he knew
is also there in the next comment, so he was also kind of doubtful.
You got
No,
it right though.
Newcastle. He did score a hat trick against Newcastle, but the Leicester game was his first
Very good hat-trick.
hat trick of his career.
it was mad.
Someone just said Cliff Bastin.
Yeah, no, we were
What?
talking about earlier. We were talking about earlier.
Oh, right, okay. I was gonna say that's
He has to be
a
behind.
answer.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys know who the team is that beat us on the last game at Highbury and beat us the first game at the Emirates?
For some reason, I want to say West Ham, but it isn't West Ham.
It is.
Is it West Ham?
Reece
Yeah.
Oxford, right?
Jesus Christ!
Remember
Yeah.
that performance?
Oh my.
Yeah, it is West Ham. And also, who
So,
did
at least Tommy ain't here for giving us that one. Jesus.
who? What?
Tommy would have been
Chunks
going
for the
mad right now. If
hat-trick.
it would be going
Chunks.
mad right now, man.
Yeah.
Man said Chunks. You know.
Oh my. Oh
Yo,
my
have you seen
God,
Chunks
come
next
on,
to
man.
Kane? He's skinnier than Kane now.
Yeah, he's in a madness. You know, he's been gymming and all that stuff. He's been grinding, man.
Nah, he's skinny, man. It's good now, but
Yeah,
it
he's
looks
been
good.
grinding.
But yo, getting back to the questions. So far, TK and Gunnar Express are clear. Nitish has been non-existent.
I'm not good at quizzes. I'm not good at
Nitish, what do
quizzes.
you mean you're not good at quizzes? This guy does quiz shows on his channel like 6 times.
I don't do these quizzes. I know a few things.
He wants to be a millionaire, bro. He ain't doing about it.
Yeah, I'll do it, man. I want to meet Jeremy.
Stop taking stuff out of context.
Okay, yo, quick question, guys. Who's your favorite Arsenal player of all time?
Go one by one.
Of all time.
Okay, I won't say Henry. Mine's Fabregas if it's not Henry.
Okay. Shocks?
Backhand, bro. Backhand,
Gunnar?
bro. I know it's a typical thing to say, but the bro was magic.
That's why I didn't say Henry.
Gunnar?
I mean, I'm not going to say Henry as well because it's a generic answer. So I'd probably say Tony Adams, man. The leadership was there.
Nitish?
Dennis Bergkamp.
Saliba?
Vieira, man, monster.
Yeah.
Still, I don't think there's been a better midfielder in the Prem. Period.
No, easily not.
I'm ready to cut everybody off. If it wasn't for Patrick Vieira and the French national team, I would not be an Arsenal fan today. I'm telling you.
Yeah, mad.
If it wasn't,
you got
if it wasn't for Bergkamp, he wouldn't have come.
Oh, drawn by Dre, Sammy Cazorla. That's a big call as well. You see those kind of players? I love them. Them silky, and them guys that will get the ball and they know what they're already going to do with the ball.
But Vieira was that as well. You see?
Yeah, no, he was.
I didn't get to watch Vieira. Yeah, I'm not saying you didn't. I had never got to watch Vieira like properly because too young.
Yeah.
But I like some people will put I can't remember who it was, but a bigger Arsenal account put a little compilation together of him doing like skills and stuff, and I'm like, this guy is tall as shit and he's flicking, man. I was thinking, where has this gone from the game?
Do you know who you got robbed of?
Yo, Kesh is in the building. When did you show up?
You don't see Kevin De Bruyne doing rainbow flicks and stuff like he used to do.
Just came out of nowhere.
Do you know who got robbed? Do you know who got robbed of a career?
Well, how long you been there?
Abu Dhabi.
I just came off a stream and I just
Diaby would have been.
Oh,
Yeah,
yo,
that's not bad,
George,
man.
tell Kesh what
Amazing.
you said earlier. He's gonna flip out. I know he will. About
Me?
Josh. Yeah.
Oh no, I just said that I'm a fan of Josh, and I want him to be. I'm not a fan of us doing a corporate takeover in the middle of the summer. Really, I don't think changing the ownership right now is good for our summer. I think it's a really important summer, so I don't want to have a change of the ownership. And I think Josh has shown that he can absolutely take us forward. I just don't think he'll get the chance, to be honest with you.
Let me just say one thing to that, yeah. So if you don't think now is because I put it in the comments, but Gal never read it out. If you don't think now is the perfect time for a takeover, right? And you've seen the past couple of years, yeah, when would be the perfect time for you? Because I respect your opinion, the fact that you come out and said it, right? You're the only guy probably in the world that's probably thinking that, but you back your talk, innit? So when is the perfect time for that?
So for me, I want to be a self-sustaining model. I'm going to put that out there. I'm not a fan of going through it with a sugar daddy approach. So if I was to change ownership with that model in mind, I would definitely do it in any time next year. I just think this summer I have two positions that I really want. I want us to fix the midfield and the right back minimum, whatever we do. So if we can't do that and we can't get the players that we need to do it, then I don't want to have a corporate takeover.
I will just want to add one thing. I don't mind the owners as long as they get rid of that self-sustainable shit that we have.
Exactly.
I don't want that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think it's a self-sustaining that is the problem. Like Arsenal do make money.
I know.
We make money.
We're just horrible with it.
It's just having an owner who's actually going to be self-indulged in the actual club. He's going to live, sleep, breathe Arsenal.
Yeah,
and every decision that is made, he's going to be there right at the table, making sure whoever he's put in place is doing the right things, not just staying in America and leaving it to be in charge of some next people that you've hired. Because we know that you can hire people, but at the same time, you hiring those people don't mean that they know what they're doing. What's Edu's credential? Yes, I like Arteta, but really, Arteta should have been the first choice in the first place. So these decisions that you tend to keep getting wrong like Emery. Emery should never have got this job in the first place, but we gave
I don't
him
think
to
Josh wanted Emery though. Isn't it well documented he
So
wanted
why?
Arteta?
Yeah,
Though? Why
I
did
know
he
it,
there?
but that's what I'm saying. The reason why Emery did get the job is because we haven't got an owner that is self-indulged in the club. It's like, okay, I don't want Emery, but let's just go with it. Let's work with it and see what happens. I don't want that. You make the decision. You be the man. You be the face of Arsenal, and you make the decision. You put your stamp on this club to get us places. I agree with you that summer wouldn't be the time to do the takeover, which I don't believe that the takeover would be done in time for summer anyway. I think it's something that
It'll take 6 months.
Yeah, it will be. It wouldn't be that quick. It's not gonna happen in 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So, but I understand you said you don't want a part ownership or whatever you call it, but for me, having someone who claimed that they're Arsenal supporter, I think is the best way to go. I don't believe he's going to come in and he's going to be spending billions. But what I do expect is he's going to have the same love that us fans have for the club. And if you've got the same love that we have for the club, I think it means it bodes well for the future.
100%.
Well, maybe I'll just go over my argument quickly because I don't want it to get lost from the previous stream. But the big criteria that I look at is investment, presence, and whether or not you're going to correct decisions that you've got wrong. So those are the criteria that I look at in terms of Josh. So since 2018, I look back and I really distinguish between Stan and Josh, where I see us investing over 200 million since 2018. I see in consecutive summers that we've made big purchases. I've said the biggest in the summer between Pepe and then Partey in consecutive summers. So I think from an investment perspective, I've seen it from Josh since we've got full ownership. In terms of meeting the criteria of a presence, I think if you look back at all of the big top 6 owners, he's the only one to do a fan forum and face the fans throughout this whole fiasco. And he has done interviews in the past. So I think Josh has been present. But in terms of replacing people, I also think he's done a good job in terms of replacing Raul when it happened and employing Tim Lewis to understand the financials. I don't think that you can hammer every decision because I support the Arteta appointment. I also love the Marcel Lucassen appointment along with Per, who did the youth development. I think that's been an excellent addition to the background structure. So for me, he's met my criteria of employing a competent background structure, being present in the fans, and the investment. In terms of him caring for the club, I myself like an objective owner. I'm not a fan of having ownership be involved with the club. I'm worried in terms of adding fan representation on the board. I don't think that's the greatest idea personally. I'd rather there be some distance that way to make those decisions properly. But that's my opinion on it in terms of why I felt that Josh is good.
That's a really good point. And I'll tell you this why, because fans are fans. We support the club for a reason. We talk about hearts, innit? So we are the kind of people that could be like, oh yeah, you know what, we need to do this, we need to do that. Listen, we're only fans, innit? We're not in the game like that kind of thing. So we will always talk with emotion. So emotion doesn't always get the best results. Yeah. And I get what you're saying. Now, you're saying, that
like I said, I want an owner that hires the right people to do the current job. Kroenke's have failed to do this thus far.
Yeah, but
I don't think
so you say, I know what you just said about not having fans on the board and things like that. I disagree because
I hear what you're saying.
If you go by Arsenal history, all of our board members or shareholders was an Arsenal fan. So they was making decisions based with an Arsenal heart anyway. So I don't see why that's different now to what it was back then.
Well, when he just said that about
you convinced one person, I'll tell you that, George. And George, I added you to the Twitter group. Okay.
Yeah.
If you actually remember as well, quickly, Gash, if you remember when the fans marched down to the town hall and we got rid of the manager, I forgot his name because he was that poor as a manager anyway. We got rid of him, got a new one in, and then we started succeeding again. So fans, yes, a lot of us do speak with our minds. But that's why you pick fans that are grounded. You pick fans that
Wisely.
do have a
Yeah,
business
that's what I'm saying. It
mind
depends what
to
fans. If
represent
you listen
us.
to the masses, if you're just going to be out there,
I don't think EK. This is
I don't think he'll do that,
I'm not saying anyone here is saying this, obviously, but a lot of people are saying that EK is too inclusive. He's going to include everyone. Of course, he's not. He's not an idiot.
He's not going to do that.
Man.
A lot of
If you listen to everyone,
can we put a ball on this? Can we put a ball on this? So I just wanted to introduce George's theory to you, Cash, and for George himself to say it instead of me telling you over the phone.
No, he makes some very good points. He does make some very good points, and I respect his choices or the way he feels about what's going on right now. Obviously, we're all individuals, and there's no right or wrong in it. Like at the end of the day, if Josh suddenly turns around and turns the ship around, I don't think anyone would really care. But going off past history and how we've gone from being mediocre for the last 10 years, the natural feeling is to get someone in who's saying that they care for Arsenal, who they've been watching Arsenal so long. You're naturally going to be more pushed towards that theory. And listen, I don't believe that Ek will come in and he'll just pick some randomers to be part of the board and things like that. I think he will choose wisely. But at the end of the day, it is going to be a business for him at the same time. So he's not going to just pick someone who's going to be making...
Okay, guys, I wanted to move this on because something just came to my attention and I want to share with you guys. If you guys haven't seen this, can you see it now?
Yeah.
As you can see, this is One Football, and they just recently updated this 45 minutes ago that Arsenal are confident in replacing Bellerin with the championship star Max Aarons.
Yeah,
no, I would not be in support of that at all.
Why?
I would, but
I wouldn't mind it, but it won't happen.
He's better than Bellerin.
Yeah,
Anyone's better than Bellerin. I have the biggest Bellerin agenda here. Trust me.
Who would you...
George, you want Hakimi though, right? You want Hakimi, right?
No, well, I've got two. So my dream is Hakimi, but my realistic one is Rydell Baku. He plays for Wolfsburg, and he's the same profile as a Hakimi, and he's far better than Max Aarons in 1v1 duels, and he's a lot better in terms of his output further up the field in terms of his final third. So I love Rydell Baku over Max Aarons. I struggle with Max defensively, but Rydell is far superior in that. So if you don't want to go with my dream pick in terms of Hakimi, and it's unattainable, Rydell Baku is in that realistic category that would cost the same, if not less than Max Aarons, and he's a better player, in my opinion.
But isn't Hakimi? Don't they say that about Hakimi though?
He'd cost more because Wolfsburg will achieve Champions League football most likely, or at least Europa League.
So you think he's going to cost more than Max Aarons?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
that's the
he's
thing.
going to be a Champions League, Europa League footballer.
But Max Aarons is getting promoted. He's got
that means nothing.
25
Yeah, it does. It means a lot more money in terms of the Prem.
He'll be 25. He'll be 25, 30 million, whereas the guy from Wolfsburg will be 45, 40 million.
Baku, you think Baku's 40 million? No,
I don't think he is. But you've got to take into perspective that if he's such a big part of his team, which you're saying he is, via stats, by the way, because I can tell it isn't eye test.
No, it is eye test. I've watched him.
He will not be cheap money. He will not be cheaper than a Max Aarons.
And another thing is, why will he leave a Champions League club to come to Arsenal?
That's boring, guys. Come on, like Arsenal can attract Champions League players. Let's not go down that side. So
we will always have Pool.
I don't personally. I don't think any list. I think Arsenal will have a B list and a B list and an A list, depending on if we win the Europa League or not. I don't think there'll be any final decision made on a Max Aarons until we know our faith come the summer.
And that's my plan A and B. So like with Champions League, I want to go for Hakimi, but if not, the cheaper alternative, who's the same profile as Baku.
See, what you just said about...
I personally feel like...
I feel like
with Hakimi, aren't we going to be in the same situation defensively with a player who's better attacking and defending?
No, we wouldn't.
See,
it's a Twitter trope, mate. He absolutely has changed under Conte. If you do watch him with Inter this summer, that's not true. He is more of a wing back and roll, and how I would use him is very similar to Tierney. So we're not looking at the traditional back four, but yeah.
I'm sorry, honestly.
Yeah, but you see, with what just Kesh just said about depending on what competition that we actually get in, I don't even agree with that. You know what I think? I think if Kroenke don't sell this summer, if they're not going to sell, I think they're going to try to do right by what they've done in relation to get the fans back on
I
side.
just don't understand one thing, that with the market being down and Arsenal's evaluation because of the losses also being down, why will any owner sell their business at this point of time? If he has to sell his business, he'll be waiting for the market to first go up and the evaluation of the club to be higher.
But this is the thing.
He will then think about selling the club.
Arsenal won't go up though because we're only going down.
Exactly.
No, as an aspect,
no.
The
entire market is down right now. The market will go up, so Arsenal will also go up.
Well, you've got to realize when it comes to them guys, right? They don't, and I think a lot of people need to start realizing this. They don't care about the Rams. They don't care about Arsenal. They care about their footballing club and their NFL franchise. They don't care who it is. So my point is this: if
they don't care, they just care about the asset.
They've spent about £1 billion to achieve 100% ownership of Arsenal. About £1 billion. If they can sell it for 1.8, 2.15, 2.5, they make a massive, massive profit. What they can then do is put that money into another club and then make money from that as well. Or they can go spend it on their own clubs. At the end of the day, we have no idea what they want to do. Just because Josh says in a fan forum, that for me means nothing anyway.
No.
Just because he says, "Oh, we're not selling," doesn't mean he's not going to sell. A smart businessman does not tell publicly what he's doing. That's it. And Miguel said it on Twitter. No smart businessman openly says whether you're selling an asset or not. Because the value
on the high side, if suppose the fans come back, say in 2 or 3 years, we win a Europa League and we make it in the Champions League, the evaluation of the club goes way higher, and that is when you should sell. So no businessman will sell it when the evaluation of the club is going down. If it is going, like they said, they're ready to listen to 2 million as an asking price, 2 billion, as the starting asking price.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Where have they
never really. A smart businessman will never ever
He'll never play his cards.
He'll never ever tell.
Exactly.
No, he'll never ever tell, and especially the Cronkies, they will never ever tell 40 million Arsenal fans who probably between us aren't worth as much as him. The only people he will tell what his asking prices are, whether he's going to sell, etc., are his lawyers, his fellow businessmen in his business, and the people who want to buy it. He's not just going to openly say to the world that I'm going to sell it for this much money, or I'm not going to sell it.
Listen,
or I'm going to
there's
sell
a price.
It. Don't do that.
Look, there's a price for every. There's a price for everything. But I think
everything.
There's an asset. Look, these guys look at these things as a business, okay? And at the end of the day, there's a price for everything, and any media stories that you hear are posturing from either side. So it's useless to kind of even go down that rabbit hole. In terms of debating it, I think it's going to be between 3 to 5 billion is going to be the entertainment offer privately, because really what you want to look at is he's put in already 1.3 to 1.8 in terms of buying out Usmanov. So you don't want to do anything a minimum of doubling your asset.
Well, this is a good question. What's your front three, Kesh? You haven't asked you.
For Villarreal?
No, I'm asking Kesh.
My front three, I would have to go for, well, I'm talking if Aubameyang and Lacazette's not fit, I think you have to go with the likes of Pepe, Saka, and Martinelli.
What about Pepe, Saka? What about Saka, Odegaard, and Smith Rowe if fit?
Not front
three. That's just a front three, so there's still a place for another striker.
I don't know about Smith Rowe.
Aubameyang hasn't played for what? How many games now? I don't think you could just go put Aubameyang in.
Can I ask you a question? Would you play Tierney? From what we know,
think you have to.
No hypothetical of if he's fully fit, this and that. From what we know,
I think you have to.
Would you play him?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Of course.
I think going up against the likes of what's the guy?
Chukwueze.
Yeah. He's a very nimble, fast winger, and yes, Shaka's had a few 2 games, but the last game you saw he did not play well. Yeah. So it will get ruined on the night. Make no doubts about it. You've got to put someone in there who's going to be able to match Chukwueze's runs. Someone who's mobile. I know Cedric is not the greatest when it comes to going forward because it always breaks down because it always wants to check back on his strongest foot. But you've got to give your chance give yourself the best chance of defending when we're on the back leg.
You know, if we, it's not going to happen. But my solution originally to having Tierney out actually was having Saka back at left back, and then you'd have Gabriel, and then I wanted Chambers, and then I wanted Cedric. Get Xhaka back into midfield with Partey, and then I wanted Pepe up front at the right wing, and ESR, Odegaard, and then whoever you want at striker, because I wanted to replicate the profile as close as possible. And Saka's our best bet towards a Tierney replication of our profile.
Totally agree with him.
Totally agree with him. Except for I'd have it a back three. I would the way too. Gooner Express has been saying it from time, and I actually so badly agree with him. 1 second, Shocks. Yeah, let's just tell the people in the chat. Can you guys give us your front three / attacking four, like your central attacking midfielder and your front three? Send that in.
Can I give mine as well when Shots is finished? Because I don't think I've given mine yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let Shots finish.
Yeah. No, literally, I've been hearing you say it for weeks, Gooner Express. And the worst thing is, everyone keeps saying that when you play a back three, it's a negative tactic. It's not. It's not. It depends on how you play the back three. You don't have to always do that. You could still have people push up in the same way in the. Well, obviously differently on the one.
I'd have to disagree, man. I'd have to disagree.
With Saka as a left, we know that this player has got energy for days. He can track back and he can go forward. He can provide assists and he can always still get into the box doing this thing.
Right? Then you take away from what's been a positive. Like, you're trying to make up for your weakness by taking away your positive going forward. Saka is the main threat when we're going forward. If you take him out and you put the likes of Pepe there with Odegaard and Smith Rowe, you would then start to see how poor we are going forward. We lack the energy. At the end of the day, Villarreal, they play with a very high line. They do. They tend to tire out around the 70th minute. With our fast players and the way we play, and with the likes of the creative players of Odegaard, which I think is the perfect time that he's coming back. Yeah. I think these guys can be got at, and we need to go with that positive mentality. I don't want to go switching up the formation and giving these guys a ounce of belief that yes, they can sniff blood and Arsenal's straying away from what they do. When you overthink in these latter stages, we see the likes of Pep do it all the time.
Yeah,
overthink. Last year, going back to a back three, just play to your strengths.
Yeah, but Pep doesn't need to go to a back three. He does not. The amount of players he has in every single position in his caliber of players, he does not ever need to go to a back three. Never. Like, that's him overthinking the tactic. Now, the worst thing is,
I just understood what this guy did. I told them one time I dressed up as a Naruto character for Halloween, and this guy dressed me up as the Naruto character that I dressed up as for Halloween. And he said, Mighty Ninja. Oh my god! I just
want to make one point on the front line because I don't think I've heard it quite yet. I wouldn't do the back three now. Like, the time to do it was back when Tierney was injured. And we clearly won't do it now. But when you look at a front line, I always say two things: you need to have balance, and in order to do that, I need two creative players and two runners. So if we're going to have Lacazette in the center striker, I want him surrounded by a backboard AM or attacking midfield forwards. Okay, but if you have an Aubameyang up top or a Martinelli type striker up top, you need to have creativity in the back line, and that's how I would structure it. It can't be. It really depends who you have up front, and I don't want it to be consistent every game. It can be different on the players. So when you're looking at Villarreal, I actually expect a mid to low block 4-4-2. And in order to do that, I actually think that you're going to need the creativity. So I would rather have the Aubameyang Nelly with the back line of more creativity to attack that low block.
All right, good express. Go ahead.
From far, I say Odegaard's going to be the most important simply because he's played this kind of football before. As in, I understand that I said earlier Ceballos doesn't count, but the thing with not even European. The fact that it's that Sociedad. It's Sociedad playing against Villarreal, playing Spanish football for a full season, and he did quite well in it. He's going to be the biggest player. I think a lot of the front four or the front three beside him need to ask him, how do we beat these lot? But I'd go Odegaard in the attacking midfielder role. Oh wait, you can hear me still, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how are you live at the same time as on my stream, Chig?
What?
Oh, nah. No, it's just gonna have your head. No. Shots, come on, man.
What the fuck? What you call me? You call me Jake?
He just went how he just went how you like that.
You're a dickhead, you know.
That went straight over your head there.
You're a dickhead.
I get it.
I got his thing.
My guy always dropping the laptop.
Anyway, yeah. So I'd go.
Okay.
I'd go Odegaard in the camp because it's the best option.
But look what you've done. Look what you've done to the chat, blood. You're an idiot. Bro.
He started it again.
Wait. Odegaard in the camp. Left wing Pepe because he was the best player against Everton, whether you like it or not. He shouldn't have been brought on when he was. Right wing Saka.
Yo, look at this comment. Kesh is that African dad. Alright, cool.
Your comments are sick. I love your comments, bro. I love your comments. Bro.
Oh man, yo, George. If you don't know, half the time
look at the latest comment.
Half the time we're having fun. 90% of the time we're arguing about Bellerin and Xhaka, and then the other 2%. I'm trying to dodge Arteta questions like a bullet.
Is it just me that think Kieran Tierney will be our most key player in this game?
No, I think
key player. No, I think
three people coming back could be the three biggest keys to our season.
We
have 3 games left.
I don't see it though because
we have 3 games left.
Fitness thing, man. I just don't see that.
3 games left. One second, let me finish. We have 3 games left. We've seen Eddie Nketiah. My guy can't do nothing in front of goal. We've seen we've seen Balogun. He's not going to get a chance with Arteta this season. It's probably going to be next season. Martinelli's not getting a run of games for some reason. We don't know why. And then so we're gonna depend on Aubameyang or Lacazette up top.
Wait, so can I quickly finish my front four?
Yeah. When it comes to Tierney, I'm just gonna pass it over to you after this. When it comes to Tierney, I feel like he's the biggest leader in the team, and with him being there and Aubameyang actually being the captaincy, those 2 guys are going to be the key to us winning these next 3 games. Go ahead, Gunnar.
So Odegaard in the cam, again, I think he'll be the most important player. Pepe on the left, he was the best player against Everton. He's done really well in Europe, as you said earlier, by a few of those stats. But right wing Saka, do we need to talk about that one? And then up front, I've got Martinelli. Aubameyang, like Kesh said, he hasn't played well in his last few games, and he hasn't played for the last few games, so he can be dropped. Lacazette, he's done all right, but I don't personally think he's fully fit yet because it's out of the blue. And then Nketiah, he's a dead footballer. I say he's championship level. He has no other skill other than being a fox in the box, so he's not getting in the team. And I wouldn't even put Nketiah on the bench because I don't.
Yeah, you're going back and forth with people in the chat. Allow it.
No. I'm busting up of them. Sohan's killing me, bro. And so is Vibes FC, bro. So this bro just came and he just dropped a comment straight away, bro.
Yeah, it's like a sensor in his ear. Bro.
The reason why
he sees that chick thing, he's right.
He's on it, bro.
No, I was just adding that I think Tierney will start as left back because Arteta will take that risk and see what happens. Saka will be playing in the mid, and eventually, if there is any fitness issue with respect to Tierney, Saka will be dropped backwards towards the left back position. Because the thing is,
bad.
Relax.
Yeah, no, I get your point, but the thing is, I think even Villarreal will have at least 2 men on Saka, which will again give the likes of Pepe and Odegaard space to move into the box. I think there will be even Unai Emery knows that Saka is the main threat in terms of creativity. So if you see, I think like some of the other teams have done, I think it was done by Olympiacos as well. They were man marking Saka with 2 players. I think that could be something that we may see against Villarreal as well. So eventually, even if Saka is dropped back as a left back, I don't mind it. And I would play him as a left back because he stopped going back and dropping back and helping the defense out when he plays as a wing back. So I think because of that also Arteta is more keen on going on the 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 rather than a 3-4-3 because Saka has stopped going back and helping the defense out.
No, he still tries back.
Saka's been getting Jordan rules for 4 months, guys. I hate to break it to everybody, but he's been our main threat and everyone's targeted at him too. I think we're not going to change any of the big structure changes. The one thing is we will build in a 3 and we will end up in a 2-3-5. That's the general overall structure of what we're doing. Right now, we've slightly changed it to kind of avoid using fullbacks, but with Tierney and Luiz back, we can go back to our original plan where we're going to build in a 3, but it'll be a 2-3-5. I think actually Luiz is actually one of our most important players just from a ball progression standpoint. I don't think it's a coincidence that Leno's kind of lost his head since Luiz isn't back there. So
Man said Shocks looks like this. Who the hell is this guy?
This fucking hell, mate.
Shocks, I don't know what you did to the people today, but they keep talking about you.
They're killing me, bro. I love the
moving
chat,
camera. Do you look like
you're not gonna get the cam reaction out of me? Like I love it all, bro. I'll love the bands, bro.
Oh, dude.
You look like him. I don't see it.
There you go. I'm off, man. I got early start, so I'm off.
Just in
I see it. I see it.
You're a dickhead, man. Take off this camera, bro.
I see it.
You know how much times I've actually heard that before as well. Like, I'm not on it, bro. Still.
Anyways, people, this has been great. I gotta go watch some NBA. I gotta go do some dishes. It's been a great day. Tomorrow, I'm actually gonna have a problem. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the watch along unless I get some
most shots. Most shots.
But yeah, CK or Shock, if you guys can do the watch along while I'm fasting, that'd be great. And it's gonna take
watching tomorrow still. I'll shout you.
What?
I'll shout you still. I should be watching the game still. So yeah, I'll shout you.
Enough said. And everyone watching, big up to you guys. Honestly, guys, do me a favor. Round of applause for my guy George. Come on, debut. Absolutely shut down. Yeah, this has been the most explosive debut since Gunnar Express's debut, where he came and he chose violence.
I wish I was there for that one. I wish I was there for that.
Oh man! So guys, give him a round of applause. Say what else. Be nice to that guy. Okay? And also CK, his debut was very shy and calm, but then he quickly became a regular. And Nitish, you guys already know Nitish. Nitish's been the furniture since the channel began.
Big up, man.
Cheers for the opportunity, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Yeah, again, real quick, real quick, Gal, because I think me and George definitely went back and forth quite a bit. Like I said earlier, man, you'll soon realize with like the likes of me, and you see Cams in the comment every now and then. We do obviously respect opinions in that. So anyone that was giving the guy hate,
you're an idiot.
Just
no, you know what? Again, what I was trying to say,
man, it's a football opinion. It's nothing deep. Like no need to personally attack anyone for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, guys. I love the video. How are we not on 100 likes? We've been live for almost 3 hours.
Damn, son. Big up Saliba though, man. Sorry, George, man. Again, like I said to you, man, and it's Saliba. Big you up, bro. Because again, you came up with an unpopular opinion. You spoke with your chest, and you backed everything that we threw at you and all of that kind of thing. That's wicked, man. So yeah, man. Big you up.
Cheers, man. No, I appreciate it.
Hey, wait, real quick. Sorry, you have to pin that latest Dizzy comment. I'm sorry.
I swear down. Apparently he's coming on next. He said he's coming on next stream though, isn't it?
Because of you.
Yeah. Come on. Let's get it.
All right, people. Yo, go back to your slot and we're done. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what?